Whirling blade.
Thunderstrike.
Bishop delivery.
Take this. Try this.
You're done.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to BattleRekt, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. As you can see, this is not the same guy I had with me on Tuesday, for those of you that tuned in. Today is our first 3v3 tournament. Should be pretty exciting. We are doing the EU edition at the moment. It is a little early for us in the morning, but it's a pretty good time for them. I am FindableCarpet, also known as Kevin Brown, and here I have Arthur Meng, also known as Rainey.
What's up, Kevin?
How's it going, man? It's good to have you. I mean, it might not be the same guy, but...
Super excited. I really hope that nobody finds his body, but there's actually a dumpster out there. I'm expecting the truck to come in about like 30 minutes or so, so I'll be good then.
Definitely just ousted yourself entirely. Hopefully no one in the office is watching.
Oh.
But anyway, so just to give you a little bit of an idea, for those of you that didn't tune in on Tuesday, this is BattleRekt. Essentially, what our plan to do is, for the remainder of this month, we're going to be having a lot of one-off tournaments. Every Tuesday and Friday, we're going to be broadcasting at the same times each time if you want to check out our schedule real quick. So what we're going to be doing is every single week we're going to alter a little bit of the rules, try and find a good rule set for everybody. And what we really want is we really want feedback from you guys, the viewers, the players. We want to know what you like about the show, what you don't like, whether you like the other guy or whether you like this guy. Or maybe you want the other guy to replace me and just get a whole new broadcast team.
That's not going to happen.
Either way, we want to know what you guys are thinking. So definitely feel free to give us some feedback.
Yeah, feedback is definitely very appreciated, and we just really want to make BattleRekt the show that you guys love and the one that's going to be the most entertaining to everybody involved. And we'll really look at that, look over it, think about it, and implement it and see what makes sense for us.
Not everything, because I don't trust half of you.
Really?
I trust only half of you.
The thing I learned is Twitch chat is always right.
Oh, no.
No?
You haven't streamed a lot then, have you?
Dang it.
Dang it. What have I been doing with my life?
And I thought YouTube was my parents.
But anyways, if you want to check us out, definitely follow us on Twitter at BattleRekt. You can check us out on YouTube as well. Right here on Twitch, you're already there. Feel free to follow us there if you want to watch some more BattleRekt as we continue. And if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to sign up. It is open, free signups for everybody. You can go to BattleRekt.com. You can sign up for EU or NA, wherever you live, as long as you're in EU or NA.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you can join in probably wherever you are, but you might have some ping issues. Give it a whirl, but as we expand, hopefully we'll be able to encompass, of course, a lot more regions. These are just easiest as far as, general organizational skills go.
BattleRekt for everything.
BattleRekt for everything. So, today, they've been playing for a few hours now. This is our 3v3 tournament. We are now in the round of 8. The way today's format went was it was a best-of-1 map, and with Incline, it was a best-of-9. So first of 5 points takes the wins, which, as we've stated a little earlier, the unique part is they get all their battle rights before the match is over. And by the time we ramp all the way up to the finals, it will be a best-of-3 maps, best-of-9 within each, so they have a lot of time to really prove themselves.
The long series, finding out who's best out of the two, and the best-of-3 will guarantee that we get more than enough time watching them. And it's going to be great. I'm excited. 3v3 is so chaotic. The 2v2 tournament was nice. It was clean.
Yeah.
It was fun. 3v3 is going to be destruction.
It's going to be dirty.
It's going to be gross.
We want gross and dirty is what we want.
It's going to be vomit everywhere. Just this desk is not going to be black anymore. It's just going to be green and gooey.
Yeah. I hope we have some paper towels.
Yeah.
Maybe, I hope they got the nice quality paper towels, because if you get the bad ones, you already know.
You need the ones that you can both use for your mouth and for your face.
So we had quite a good amount of signups today. Let's take a look at our bracket at our top 8 teams. We're actually going to start at the top 8. We see a couple of teams we saw in our 2v2 even. Project Horizon becoming in second. I'm going to call them our semi-champions. I think that's a good title.
They're coming back, man.
They're coming back. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, and Blanks playing 2v2. They have picked up Hot Biscuits.
Hot Biscuit.
As their third player, going against Rainler and Xanox. That will be our first game, but as you see, we had Browse on Fleeks again. Browse on Fleek, apologies.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up their name. Bruce Lee. The oh-so creative team name. And we also can't forget about their full name is actually the Raffle Baghdad Swordfishes.
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit, so we had to cut some out. Just so you guys know, if you want to make it not fit because you think you're hilarious, you're just going to test our nickname abilities on your team name.
Yep.
So you're up to our discretion at that point. And then our final game is going to be counter every time. And then the also creative team name of just their roster. That is also their roster, guys. Oskime, Ratan, and I believe we're just going to call him S.
S. Yep. And
S for simplicity's sake.
Just for simplicity. I mean, if you guys have names that are just symbols and stuff, we're just going to make up your name.
And you are going to have to stick with it. We're going to make you deal with it for the remainder of the tournament. And even if I ever see your name again, you're going to be stuck with it forever. So we're going to get going into our first game. Our first game, as I said, going to be Project Horizon. The roster consists of blanks, 2-1-3, 2-1-3, which we saw with some disgusting Rakan and Bako plays last on our 2v2s. And they picked up Hot Biscuit as their third. And Team Kaka Easy BT going to be Rainler, Xanox. And they picked up their good old friend Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul.
Called their uncle, said, hey, we need somebody to play BattleRekt for us.
What
are you doing?
What are you doing? He's like, oh, I was just going to have a beer or something in the morning, but
come on, Paul.
I guess we'll play some BattleRekt.
Yeah. And jumped in and played BattleRekt. Everybody loves BattleRekt. Of course, your uncle's going to join in.
Good old Uncle Paul.
Something that's really interesting to me is that, of course, Project Horizon very successful in 2v2 on Tuesday. How are they going to perform in 3v3? I think it's a very different game. I think there are different considerations needing to be made, but mechanically, I mean, 2-1-3, 2-1-3 had some of the most outstanding mechanical plays that we've seen so far. That's definitely going to translate into 3v3, but I think much more than 2v2, 3v3 is more team-oriented.
It definitely is. This goes for almost any game, essentially. Once you get into a 2v2 situation, you have a little more time for the 1v1. Things can happen, and you can show off your mechanical skill, and you can kind of just beat somebody out in a 1v1 situation. But when there's 3 people on each side, I mean, you're dealing with a situation where you have to work as a team.
Yes.
And the moment that you don't, and the moment you get caught off, you can just get absolutely exploded.
And that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see people explode, because that's always fun. Just exploding.
You're not wrong. But it's looking like we have our picks have been chosen. We have Rakan, Lucy, and Ashka. Quite a lot of damage coming out of that. And Rakan, Jade, and Lucy. It seems like they just decided to pick the same team comps, essentially, just one ranged over the other.
Rakan, Lucy seems to be a very, very big choice so far. And starting out the game, it looks like Blue is going to take control of the middle first, but they could always press in right when the orb is going to spawn in. In many ways, I think the orb is more important in 3s than it is in 2s, but here comes a big initiation from Red Rakan. And 2-1-3, 2-1-3, holding strong, trying to shoot out the orb. Nice push on the Lucy, pushing the orb back, securing Blue the first orb take of the game. Ashka takes a little bit of damage, but they're going to desperately heal that back up before he takes too much max health and damage himself. There's a big right click from 2-1-3, 2-1-3, and it looks like he's going to try to make a move. Red is pushing in on middle territory. Here comes 2-1-3, 2-1-3, pulling the Lucy back in. That's absolutely fantastic. And again, blanks, securing that center orb so well. There's ultimates on blue team side, and they could be pushing for a big timing right now. No ultimates left on red team. We'll see how this goes out. But Hot Biscuit not willing to spend EX bar.
You can see the total health, 91% on blue and 77, slowly getting chunked out. Woo. We're going to see Team Kaka Easy BT. If they don't get any of these orbs, they're just going to keep losing that max health.
Oh! Ashka used the ult to actually secure that. Really close steal from red team. There's the goo. The goo's coming, and the counter goo. So much goo everywhere. Jade ult coming out, and it looks like Rakan's going to spend EX to get out of there. Or spend bar, at least.
I mean, it's definitely worth it. You don't want to lose that max health, and it's only 25% to make sure he gets out, and he'll easily pick it back up, especially since they've had orb control almost the entire game. And another one, he pulls her in. Guess Jade, I don't think she has any more mobility. She's just standing, taking the chunks. Poor Uncle Paul.
There's the jump out. Oh, the timing on the snipe was absolutely perfect. Panic onto 2-1-3, 2-1-3. Panic onto the other Rakan, and it looks like it's absolute chaos. There's a goo right there on Jade. Has to spend EX on the stealth. Oh no, the Rakan is so low. Oh no, but it's the Jade. There's so much damage going out from blue team, just every which way. 2 characters in jeopardy, and blue ends up taking it, closing it out.
I mean, now in a 3v1 situation, even though she has the goo, she's just going to stand there. She understands, especially in a 3v1, Lucy is not going to be able to come out of that one strong. We see Project Horizon taking that first game pretty well. They still have 53% health pool as a group. They were able to just organize a little bit more. That Jade got caught out a little bit towards the end. We saw she had no more mobility, and Rakan was just wailing on her left, right, left, right. He actually had his ultimate. I think he was a little scared to use it because he knew she might have been waiting for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Waiting to use her mobility until he practiced ultimate so she could hop behind a wall, hopefully. And then we saw Ashka with that ult to secure that orb, deal a little bit of damage. I think he caught Rakan in it. But overall, orb control seemed to be the relying factor of why they had so much health towards the end of that.
Yeah, I think orb control is really big in 3v3 because it's not just split between you and your teammate, it's you and another teammate of yours and your other teammate. It's 2 other people. It's a lot of health that you get. Wow, what a grab. Jade in stealth. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, scoped it out. and he's going to pull that Jade in and do a little bit of exchange. Nice pull on the orb, but the Jade gets the snipe. Really good control for Red Team on the center orb, and that was one of the things that was hurting them in the last match. Misses the grab, but now going for the shot on Lucy and misses it again. But Ashka sets up a big firewall, and that's going to prevent a lot of damage. Snipe coming through, got a whiff, and I think Red Team is really trying hard to gain positioning here, but they might be spending too much health to do so. There's a big pool, and it looks like Xanox is going to really do some work. Gets petrified up in the center, but it seems like they're really trying to push aggressively here, much more than the last game.
Now overall, as far as burst damage goes, Project Horizon has a slightly higher burst at almost every single tier between having no energy with a single ability. We see that Project Horizon can burst the other team for 92 solid damage, while Team Kaka, Easy BT, I'm just gonna call him Easy BT.
Easy BT, probably. That's probably the best.
Burned.
There's a
there
big
it
coup. Blank's coming in big and has to spend the EX stealth to get themselves out of that situation. And Red Team is pushed completely out of the middle. Orb coming up in about 5 seconds or so. Xanox, big hit onto the Lucy, but Bear comes out and Lucy's trying to heal herself up. There's a good panic flash.
Oh, there's the stun on Jade. She's gonna probably go down here with almost no health. She just gets out.
Oh my god, it's so
there
close.
She goes.
Ashka closing it out with that one last left button, and it seems like Red Team once again just gets bullied out of position, gets the center orb taken from them. Something that I think is really coming in big. I really think Hot Biscuit is the X factor here for Project Horizon.
I mean, he's just doing a fantastic job. We just saw there, once it was a 2v3 situation, he molten chained the Lucy to keep her as far away from Rakan as possible, making sure that she couldn't get any of that support. I think the Petrify lasts, what, 2.5 seconds? 3.5 seconds? 2.5.
Petrify from Lucy or Petrify from Ashka?
Ashka's Petrify.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I believe it's, no, it's a 3 second. No, it's right smack in between. If I just averaged out my guess, I would have been perfectly right. But it's a 3 second Petrify. So he just petrified her and walked away, just left her there, which is perfect. I mean, that's pretty much what you want to do. For those of you that don't know the Petrify mechanic, essentially, you get a 20 damage shield, you're turned to stone, and you can't do anything for the remainder of your Petrify. So you're kind of protected from damage, but you can't help your teammates.
Again, it looks like Red is pushing it really aggressively. They really want to make sure they take control. Oh, a big snipe just around the wall. Ashka gets silenced on his fireballs, and it looks like Red Team is doing a great job. So much damage connected onto Ashka, and they're trying to secure.
Oh, but Blue gets the orb.
That's crazy to me how close, even with a Jade on their team, they lose orb control so often. And Blue Team doesn't have a Jade, they just have the Ashka. It seems like Red Team should have a much better time with it, but Blue has been doing so well with that. Again, just brawling back and forth, and despite all the damage Red seemingly has done, that orb came in big for Blue, throws out the ult first, the goo comes down, and again Blue secures the orb every single time.
Hot Biscuit noticed that Rakan was trying to get the orb with his right click, so he took advantage, placed the stun underneath him, and since it is it takes about a second and a half to trigger. Oh, there we go, but I don't think he got anyone with that.
Big whiff, and it looks like Ashka.
Oh,
wow.
Not enough damage. Rakan goes down. We're going to see a Jade ult con. Oh, the firewall going up. I don't know if it actually got into the Jade bullets, but now we see.
Oh no! The cross kill is coming out, but another goo placed down.
He's going to pull her back in. Yep, there it goes. Getting all that toxic damage underneath that Jade. A little bit too much, and now 3 games to none. Project Horizon coming out strong. We saw Ashka trying to utilize the fact that his stun takes about a second. Takes a little bit to channel, takes a little bit to actually trigger. So he actually placed that underneath a Rakan that was using his mouse using his right click, which takes about, I think, is an entire second of cast time to try and snipe the orb. And so then while Ashka was getting that stun, he was also able to take control of the orb. And as I was saying, the burst damage capabilities, if you use a single ability with no energy, Project Horizon has a 92 burst capability, while Easy BT has 80. So it's a 12 hit point difference, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when your character only has 210, it can slowly build up over time, burst over burst.
A big pull on Jade. She's going to need to jump out of there, and she's actually just straight running. Stealth is going to be spent, trying to line up the snipe, but oh man, the firewall has been coming in so clutch for Hot Biscuit. He's been really playing out of his mind, I feel.
Yeah, and he got Conflagration, which honestly in threes is the best bet to do. It makes all of his fireballs turn into fire bolts through his wall. It gives him insane damage, it gives him a lot of safety, and it helps push people away.
Ooh, a good flick from 213. 213 tags the Lucy with his right click. But really, I think most of their damage has been pushed onto Jade. You can see her max health has been pushed quite low, relatively. But Hot Biscuit, on the other end, has taken some punishment of his own.
He's taking a bit, but it's looking like with that wall, he's pretty safe from Jade. He's going to try and save it to make sure he has it for an ultimate. He knows it probably could be upcoming now. It's getting pretty late in the game.
Big whiff on the right click and the grab, and it looks like it's Xanox's turn to try to return. Rukan is the big initiator for both of these teams. They're really trying to pull a target in and then burst them down.
Take a look at this orb control.
So great. The combination of the firewall and just the Lucy pushing mechanic on the clarity potion. Oh, good attempt at a flick from Uncle Paul, but still, it looks like Blue is willing to push it aggressive right now. They feel like they have the advantage, and there certainly is a lot of meter on both sides, actually. Let's see how they're going to implement that. Tries to go for the snipe. Will miss the Rukan, gets pulled in instead. Rocket jump is being spent. There's the ult. Has to avoid the firewall, though. There's a big goo. Gets pulled right back in. You're not getting anywhere soon. Uncle Paul is taking punishment right now.
He is not doing so well. That ult was a lot of energy just to try and secure the orb, and that was a great firewall to try and mitigate that, not take any damage, and now the double.
They're just beating their faces up.
Just wailing at each other like a really bad boxing match. Oh, but there comes the
my God!
The right click pull into a silence. Oh, and the immaterial just saving Rakan.
It's just really, it feels like it's extending the loss right now. I don't see how red team secures position again. They've lost so much health. They're so low. Blue has been so good at taking the orbs. Look at their max health. There's not one person below half, while the whole other red team is all at about 25%.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a struggle. A couple of really well-placed ults, but if Jade gets grabbed, she has
But it's Rukan. Is it Jade? Is it Rukan? There's so many targets that are low.
Oh,
There's a big
there
goo.
it is.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Rukan ult to try and push people out, but they're going to try and force them into the goo. Oh, there goes Rakan, there goes Lucy and Jade. All of Team Easy BT goes down 50% exactly health pool from Project Horizon, and they're able to keep control of that middle and just get all those skill shots out. They're not missing anything. They're trying to capitalize on all their energy as possible. Every time they use it, they make use of it. They're not using it in panic situations or for escape reasons, and they're able to come out on top. As far as BattleRekts go, pretty expected on both ends. Rakans, they have their Reaper, so they both want their weapon to charge a bit faster. They're trying to get those silences up, especially in threes. You want to make sure that you can keep people as suppressed as possible.
That's so far Project Horizon 4 games up to 0 from Easy BT, and I want to say it looks a little closer than it is, but it really seems like Blue has just had positioning control, orb control, even healing. Protection is just so much better on the side of Blue.
It's the confidence mostly, and the range. Ashka's slightly out.
Oh, the timing on that. Oh, they nearly missed it. Jade nearly came in with a big snipe, but the timing on that pull for 2-1-3, 2-1-3, again, mechanically so sound. Oh, hits to Jade and stealth, tries to go for the jump, gets in front and pops the consume, but has to back away. There's a big pool. The root on the pool plus the silence means Jade has to stay there before she can jump out. There's a big toxic goo so early into the match, and that's really reaping the benefits of the center orb control.
And just take a look what the goo did. It actually forced the positioning of red. It forced them to split up. We see Easy BT now spread amongst the field. Jade now stuck behind a wall. She was forced into the top for a while, and it gave Blue a lot of time to try and spread out, deal a little bit of damage, and then still regain control of center.
Red actually has more health level. Ashka took a lot of beating, but they need to get center, and they do! A big jump in from Xanox, and that might change the flow of the game. Ashka is not able to heal up, and they're going to put more damage onto Lucy. Now Lucy having to heal herself.
Ultimate.
There it comes.
Oh, here it comes.
Big ultimate pops just every which way. Jade standing in the fire. She doesn't care.
Firewall to protect his teammate. Lucy might go down. She's getting hounded, and she does.
There's a big consume, and they finally make the cross kill onto the Lucy, and red team really pushed aggressive at the right time, I feel, despite the fact that Ashka landed a big ult. Jade knew it, Uncle Paul knew it, just popped the ult in the face of that fire field and made big connection. There's the orb, gonna pop the ultimate again, but I almost think that's a mistake in this situation because now you have literally no defense.
He has a lot of sustain though. You saw he barely lost any max health during that, so it might have paid off. They didn't. Nope.
Yep.
I mean 3v1.
I mean 3v1, yeah.
You can't fault the guy, but it looks like Easy BT going to try and mount the insanely large comeback. After going down 4 games, they have now taken their first one, and a pretty promising one. But yeah, we saw Xanox dedicate for that orb. He jumped in, 16 damage from his Sinister Strike, from his space, from his mobility. He's able to go and just secure that orb, and it might be risky, but once he puts his consume up, he's actually safe from a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Although Ashka's stun would have been able to get him had it been predicted.
Oh, a big silence on 2-1-3, 2-1-3, but the healing from Blanks is absolutely on point. No actual damage taken, and there's a big chunk. And Jade will go down so low, gets hit again by the right click with low max health. There's a steal again, Xanox, one more time. And that's really what they need to do. The firewall has been so pesky for Red Team, but Xanox says, you know what, I'm just diving straight in. I'm going to try to get it. But he might take the punishment for that. Good use of the R to avoid a lot of damage. And he's going to try to get healed back up. But Red takes the bad end of that exchange. Everybody on Blue at max health.
Hot Biscuit doing a great job of just pushing Red back between. Oh, there goes up another wall. Stopping that. I mean, Jade has such good orb control when she has range of it and when she can see it, but putting up that wall cuts her off entirely.
Yeah. Hot Biscuit has really been making his mark in this game. And here comes a set of fireballs, but again, Red is pushed back. Nice use of the escape, exactly when he was pulled. Avoids the silence. And so far, Project Horizon is stepping up and playing at another level right now. Big connection. Here comes Yashko. Flicks over and catches Lucy. Oh my god, and Pure Fire is activated. Ashka going in big, and I can't say enough about Hot Biscuit really making it happen for Project Horizon.
That original Lucy on Lucy ult, she threw that across. Rakan trying to pull her back in as Ashka ulted on top of it. And now Uncle Paul, oh, it's looking like they are done. Easy PT not terribly happy with the way that match ended.
I wouldn't be either. I mean, look at the scoreline, 5-1. I mean, and that last game looked so dominating.
I mean, you can't blame them. You can't blame Project Horizon. They deserve the win. They played exceedingly well. They had a lot more coordination, it seemed like. Although Easy PT, I definitely don't want to take anything away from them. They played well, too. They definitely had a lot of great plays. It just seemed like, but that firewall
Yes.
really shut that Jade out. It honestly countered her more than I think they were expecting, and it did a great job of just keeping that center control.
Yeah, Firewall actually time and time again coming in big for Project Horizon. One of the things to note in 3v3, positioning control is so important. If you can hold your ground, that's going to be really key because in 3v3 you take so much damage so quickly. A single CC means that a bunch of damage is coming in for you. To be able to just block that out and make sure you're standing in a safe spot means that center orb becomes much easier. We saw most of the time Blue Team was actually just sitting in the center, comfortable, while Red Team had to constantly back out because they didn't want to be in range of threat. While Blue Team, Project Horizon knew that, okay, I know you can poke us, but when it matters, I'm just going to put the wall up, and we're confident that we can hold this position, and that came in big because then Lucy, Clarity push that orb back, and all of a sudden, not only can they not take damage, but Red Team can't poke at it.
And I mean, just to give an idea, like I definitely want to be able to recap. We're actually going to have a cool replay here to be able to check out just the ultimate placements from Lucy. She really was able to get a lot of control of the field overall, and just keep that movement around. We're going to see a great placement here. She's going to, both Lucy's are actually going to drop it, but just a little bit too much damage going to come out. And I love Rakan always tried to push them into Lucy. And look at this.
There's
a right back in. He pushes them in, and he also tries to pull them back in. They don't just use that as like a, let's deal some damage. They use it as like we're going to force you out of this position because they're going to want to leave. I mean, it's a lot of damage over time if you stay in that. So they're going to start to spread out. Rakan's trying to pull them back in. And even if he doesn't get that pull, they're going to keep running farther and farther away from center. So it gives them more center control. And they're probably running freakishly away from their teammates because they're like, oh God, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And they're just panicking, running away, using their mobility. It's hard to coordinate mobility in a matter of seconds.
Yes.
So, it splits their team up, it spreads them out, it deals damage, and it gives them center control.
And you know what? We keep talking about the Ashka pick, and even Ashka's ult synergizes incredibly well with the Lucy ult. I mean, I think in that game we saw once where Ashka came in on top of the Lucy ult and just popped the opponent up and just forced them to stay in that goo as well as the Ashka fire. And just the combination of the two is so incredible. I really think Project Horizon had some good ideas for what they wanted to pick and why. And we really see that this composition, Rakan, Lucy, Ashka, I'm convinced. Show me more.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a fantastic they're moving on to the semis, so we'll probably see it again. But our next matchup is going to be Browe on Fleek against Bruce Lee. Browe on Fleek consisting of Rifletown, Iska, and Techi. I believe Rifletown and Techi joined the 2v2s. They did pretty well. They made it to at least the round of 8. I don't recall if they made it past that. And then Bruce Lee with Condemned, Clarity, and Virion. Virion, I'm going to go ahead and pronounce it that way.
Varian.
Verizon minus the Z. Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, that's
Varian. That sounds pretty cool, though. I feel like he's a large man.
Yeah, Varian. He's got armor on. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's sitting at his computer like he's got full plate armor on. He's got like a battle axe attached to his, like strapped to his back. He doesn't really know how to get to it though, because he accidentally strapped it on too tight. But
yeah,
that's a description. That's Varian right there for you. So we're gonna get going to that in a bit. They're doing their bans, they're doing their picks, they're doing their thing.
They're doing stuff.
And we do our map ban system. I guess I didn't cover that when I was going over. So, you know, we try to keep it kind of simple. So essentially, team on top of the bracket gets to choose first. They ban a map, alters the other team. They ban a map, goes back and forth till you have one map left. That's the map you play on. Pretty simple.
Pretty easy.
But again, these are iterations we're going to experiment with. So next week we will try new things. We will do new things for you guys. And again, if you have any feedback, please feel free. Let us know.
The graphic just went away, but definitely Twitter is a place if you want to do that. At BattleRekt. Send us messages. Don't care if it's useful or not. Just send it to us.
Yeah, you can even do it directly. Yeah,
we'll
honestly.
read it and we'll laugh. We'll read it and we'll cry. We'll read it and we'll break tables in half.
You can just chastise us if you'd like. You can honestly just DM us and be like, you make me hurt. I hate you.
You are a stinky poo-poo.
You heard it first here, folks. I am a stinky poo-poo.
No, not you.
Oh, no?
Not you.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Someone. Someone's a stinky poo-poo out there.
So we're going to be getting into this game in a moment very soon. But as we saw, that composition was very, very strong.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could talk about it.
Yeah,
but again, just so you guys know, we would love to show you team picks, but for, you know, competitive integrity, we don't, because we don't want anyone stream sniping. But again, this is a system we will be working on. So hopefully next week we'll have something we can show you guys. We'll figure out a way to make sure either they know or you know, or maybe it happens beforehand and we're able to do it. Who knows? But it's looking like we are going to be getting into the match. Our team compositions will be Shifu, Lucy, and Esmo, a player that I know we all love seeing in competitive play because he's so new, against, apparently Lucy's just the best support, against a Lucy, Varesh, and Jamong.
Varesh Jumong. That's a lot of poke. That is an incredible amount of poke.
It is. That is some length. That is some AoE. That is some damage we're going to see. And we saw Varesh actually in the 2v2. Didn't work out so well because he, as we mentioned before, he does not have a whole lot of mobility.
Yeah.
He has his counter,
just
which sends him one way.
around.
And if he picks up the BattleRekt that sends him back, problem is you lose one of the best BattleRekts. And in my opinion, I really enjoy the one that he picked up. With Zeal is, as soon as you use your shield, it's going to apply a half-second stun to anybody around you or anyone around the person you place the shield on. It's a fantastic BattleRekt, especially in threes. It does so much just area effect and being able to CC. You know, it's a stun too, so you can stop channels, so you can stop people from damaging you. It gives him a bit more of an escape. His only other mobility would be his R, which takes 25% energy. It will trigger any of his debuffs if he places it underneath somebody. But without that, he's just standing there enjoying all the free damage.
All the free damage. All right, let's see how this goes out. Big shot from Jumong. It's going to slow down the Shifu. Hits into the counter, and he's going to activate Kunju. A big panic flash somehow, I think, does land, and Varesh is going to try to land big debuffs on the Shifu. So much damage being taken already, but the Jumong is in danger as well. Big clarity potion helps separate the distance between Shifu and Jumong. Incapacity comes out on Varesh, and he's going to try to peg Lucy with some debuffs. Gets the counter. Has the left clicks onto him, but really it's just a slugfest, and what a difference from game one, or rather match one and match two. Big petrify, slows down the healer, takes down Varian, and down goes Hug Me, Esmo.
We just ignored Orb.
That just was, hey.
That was just an immediate.
Let's go to Pound Town.
Let's go to Pound Town. I got myself a
other.
one-way ticket to Pound Town. I don't want to leave, apparently, because they didn't even bother going to mid. They just engaged in the fight. No one wanted to disengage.
Yeah.
They saw the damage capabilities.
I think what it was that blue team was really aware. They felt like, all right, Varesh, Jumong, long range, kiting, we want to go hard, we want to go in and try to put pressure on them, but I feel like in many ways that just played into the hands of Red.
They were able to spread out and deal the damage from a distance in a way, but what actually condemned, he countered it really early on, and usually you never want to trick counter.
Oh! Oh, tries to lock on in. I think if the coordination had been better, they could have put more damage onto Jumong. There's a big counter, sends Varesh into the better spot, though. If maybe the elbow or the Lucy, the Esmo or the Lucy had hit Varesh, he might have gone to a spot where he really didn't want to be.
Look at him, he's using his counter so well. He's getting into the fray, and then he's using his counter to get out.
Oh no, Varesh gonna take a ton of damage. And there's so much damage being dealt. The Shifu
there he goes.
as well.
He's gonna, counters last second, but not enough. He's gonna take some damage. The panic gonna go out.
There's a big ultimate orb. Red team can still do it, but they need to close out on the Shifu, and it looks like they're trying. There's a big Jumong ult. Grab the orb. It's right there, and Jumong's going to go for it. Gets rooted up, but they're going to get center orb now. It's a 2v2 scenario, but the health pools are favoring Red team by far.
He's back. He's connected. We're going to resume. Looks like a small issue with Varian.
Much like Verizon.
Oh,
Connectivity
the
issues.
shade. Connectivity issues with Verizon. We're going to see that. Oh, wow. Ult on herself, trying to secure everything. Oh, but we're going to see the ult come out the roll. Going to save herself. He is going to take this loss. Even though they lost the first player, Browe on Fleek still came out on strong. They lost, I think the first champion went down on their side.
Yeah.
Varesh went down.
Yeah, Varesh went down. So interesting to me, Varesh has such an interesting counter. So much like Shifu, Varesh's counter can only go in the direction of the person who procced it. And the thing about Shifu is you get immaterial afterwards, so you're kind of safe. But Varesh does not, right? And if he had gotten hit by the Lucy or the Esmo and got sent into the middle of the arena by himself, that could have been disaster, right? But he just somehow found a way to counter in the exact right directions.
I mean, that skills Varesh. Like, he understands exactly the mechanic of the thing. And again, they don't even bother with Orb. Nobody cares about center.
No, Varesh, you have not a lot of mobility, and you're pulled in by the Esmo. That's a really bad situation.
No, now he's just going to get hounded. He uses his R, hopefully, to get out of there. He only lost about half health. I say only, that's quite a bit. He's going to get poked down. The panic going to send him further away into safety, and now finally, Orb has been taken.
Yes, I like this from Blue, playing more paced, playing less crazy. Shifu in many ways is an incredibly aggressive champion, but there are still ways to engage and then buy a way to disengage. Big Petrify coming out on the Elmo.
Oh, there we go, getting all three in that initial damage, spreading them back. There you go with more positional control. Oh my God! The ultimate!
That big Esmo ult, so much damage. And I think that Shifu was trying to close it out on the Lucy, and there is a big stun. Good connection on the right click. Esmo's right click is so strong.
It really honestly is, which is why I was surprised they went in so early previous in these last two rounds. He has so much range capabilities. Maybe they were just waiting for him to get that battle right. But either way, now we're going to see, oh man, Lucy's just taking this Jamong down to town.
Lots of cleanup.
Showing him
nice use of the tomb, by the way, extending Esmo's range just by a little bit.
Just enough.
Just by a little bit. I mean, it was 3v1 at that point, but just a nice little tidbit showing really a lot of control on this new champion that came out.
I mean, it's also easy to ignore that tomb. You're used to looking at all three champs, and you can't affect the tomb at all. You can't destroy it. You can't move it. So you have to try and run away as fast as you can. But as we see, he did build up his right click, and then he's building up his left click. So Esmo making sure that his right click gets that stun in the first battle right, and then also has the extended length, 25% in his Warlock's grip. But then he goes for the left.
Oh, what a big right click. Pulls the Jumong back in and has to spend a lot of cooldowns to run away. But now the Varesh looking to be in a really bad spot, and this is what happened last time. He got pulled into the center of the map, got stunned up by Esmo, and took a ton of damage from Lucy Esmo, just shooting away. Shifu has been going ham, and I really don't like this. This is looking much more reminiscent of the first few games that Blue played, where Shifu was just going crazy on his own, and he took so much damage. I mean, Jumong Varesh, if there's anything they can do, is put out damage, and it looks like that's what they're going to try. Blue team tries to push it aggressively, and there's a big ultimate from Shifu. That's a way to close it out.
That ultimate does crazy damage, especially if you wait until they have no more mobility. It does a total of 112 damage over 3 seconds to anyone nearby. Oh, and now Varesh going to try and get out of this alive, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. He just used his R. He's out of mobility. The in cap just to secure, and now Lucy going to have to stand there and watch as they watch them take the center orb. That was torture.
Yeah.
They're just like, watch. Watch us take your babies.
I'm incredibly surprised. They went aggressive again, and that time I think they identified what they needed to do. It might have been a slip up on Red Team's side in terms of defending against the Shifu, but previously in the first two games, when Shifu went crazy like that, Jumong Varesh just piled in so much damage onto Shifu, and by the time the other two teammates could come and help him, he was already dead.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be careful of how long he's in there. He has his immaterial, he has his counter, he has Lucy's barrier and some heals. And that, I think, would actually hold him over for several seconds of just taking damage, or not even taking it at all, especially because he's immaterial for a good portion of that. But once you're in there for a bit longer, he doesn't have that much. I mean, he can try and sustain, he can try and heal up with his right click, because I know he built that, ceremonial spear and recuperate battle rights, but either way.
Oh no, Lucy taking so much damage, got pulled in by the stun and just can't get out of the position. Had to spend the barrier on the Varesh that got countered right into the middle of the enemy team, and that's what we're talking about. In many ways, the counter can hurt you. There's a big Esmo ult and a big connection. Oh my goodness. Esmo has been playing so well, and another pull once again. The combo of Esmo Shifu putting on so much damage. When you land that right click on Esmo, Shifu can get his stab. And that's just been incredible. Cancels out the ult with his right click stun.
Oh, and the silence. He might get honed down here. He does. He's going to go down now. 2v1 against Shifu. Oh, there comes the ultimate and the stun. There it is. That's the perfect stun out of his shield. That first BattleRekt in round 1 comes out to be so strong, but he can't do it again. He tried to counter. He's going to take all of the damage, and now we see Jamong. Let's see if he can pull this one off.
All right, it's man on man, 1 versus 1, Shifu versus Jumong. Let's see. Oh, the pull avoids a shot, and he's going to spend the counter, but gets rooted up, has to spend the immaterial. Jumong's going to win that fight every single time, and now bar favors Jumong. Health favors Jumong. The only thing that might not favor Jumong right now is the fact that Shifu is on his mount, and he gets the pull. He's going to get in cap possibly. No, the counter was beautifully timed. Shifu is doing it. The counter at just the right moment. It was a bait. Seeker's Mark was very tempting for Jumong.
It really was, and he placed that rain of arrows, did a great job to try and force him back, but it just didn't matter. Between the pull, him trying to yank himself in there, and his immaterial, his counter, he's able to negate too much damage at a short period of time. He had the advantage, he had the energy, he got that center orb, and when you are last man standing, you get double the energy, and you get 25 current health and 10 max health.
Blue has to be kicking themselves. They had such a great start. They piled onto the Lucy and did so much damage, took the Lucy down, and still they managed to, they pulled that game away just barely, but it was close. There's a big clarity potion. The Shifu's going in. Oh, a big double incapacitate. Oh my god, look at that burst damage. That was beautiful. The coordination there on that incapacitate into stun was perfect. So much damage put onto Jumong, and the stun comes in again, whiffs on the Lucy. Shifu's getting kind of low. They need to put healing on him. He's down a counter. He's going to be in trouble. He gets stunned up. Now spends the immaterial. He's going to use his ultimate, and Bear gets put on top of him, and he's going to try to secure center orb. That's going to push his health up just a little bit. But really, blue team going in really aggressive, but couldn't quite close it out.
Avoiding that counter from, there comes the ultimate from Lucy. Trying to keep Varesh in there. He has no more mobility, and now he's going to stand there. But the Rain of Arrows comes down to secure him, and now all of
Watch out!
20%.
Esmo is so low. Jumong is trying to duel him out and gets him in the end. Esmo's down, and now Jumong's going to take center orb. Shifu's trying to come across. Lucy gets taken down, and only Shifu left, and red team is going to close it out. Despite the fact that blue landed the biggest wombo combo of all time, double incapacitate, had the Lucy ready with deadly injection, had the Shifu ready with a stab, had the Esmo shooting away up with his left clicks onto Jumong. Half health gone in an instant, but still red team was able to come back from that situation.
Yeah, I mean, Lucy did a great job of shielding him, healing him back up. Bruce Lee, I'm confused as to their team plays. I find it weird calling them Bruce Lee because that is a singular individual.
Yes.
But that's what we're going to go with. They have center control so early on in the game, and they just continue to push instead of dropping back and trying to take advantage of the max health restoration and the energy they could be retaining if they just stay in the center and just keep them pushed.
There's a big counter from Varesh, and it looks like the Shifu is looking to make some plays onto the Varesh right now. Let's take a look. Stun comes out, and Varesh is trying to find which way to shoot. Shifu's too close. There's a big incapacitate, but I think they will look to connect on a different target. Varesh trying desperately to hit the Shifu, but he's too slippery.
Shifu actually makes it out of there, barely losing any max health, maybe 50 total, not even, looks like 40 or so. Able to get healed in that center orb again, giving him a little bit more of that max health that he'd lost and some current health as well.
Oh, a big group, but a lot of the players on red are able to get out. Big barrier pop from Lucy at just the right time.
There goes Lucy, just got absolutely destroyed from full health. The full Rain of Arrows, the full Lucy, and the full left click from Jamong. So much damage.
Counter kill though, and again we see the situation where it's not over when it should be over. 2v2 situation being pulled out. Blue team is trying to fight hard. Big ultimate from Shifu, and I think he'll close it out. The stab is good. Esmo's going ham. It's just Varesh against the world, and there's a big Esmo ult. He uses his EX to get out of there, but did the ending blow from Condemned on Shifu. What a crazy match. Red team really needs to find a way to secure safety once they take down one of the opponents on blue team, because it seems like the cross-killing is just a little bit too much right now.
Varian got destroyed. I don't know if I've ever seen so much. She got bear trapped in a Lucy ult, then Rain of Arrows, and then I don't know how many EX left clicks Jamong put on him, but just I've never seen so much. That was insane. She was like at full health. The Seeker Arrows, I think she had like 2 Seeker Arrows on her. That was insane.
There's a lot of burst damage on both these teams. Esmo Shifu, Jumong, Varesh. There's so much to pull from. Shifu's diving onto the Jumong, but Jumong's kiting his best, the best he can. Lucy's trying to divide between Varesh and Jumong, and it seems like Rifletown's going to choose to support the Jumong instead. Esmo comes in, tries to make something happen, and now Shifu, Esmo is trying to tag onto the red team, Lucy. Here comes a big ult. Nice roll out there. Let's take a look at what the Shifu's about to do. He gets panicked. Oh my god, he gets panicked up and takes so much damage.
They baited the counter out of Varesh. He's now stuck there just taking damage. It looks like his Lucy's going to ult on him to try and save him. He's going to stand in the middle of it, but not enough. Shifu goes in there, harpoons his way back out. Oh, here comes another ultimate, but no damage going to be secured.
The deadly, toxic, or crippling goo it is. Panic Flash lands on Jumong, and man, Esmo looking real good right now. Oh, Jumong steals that away. They're still fighting hard. They're not out of this yet, but there's a big ultimate. Get out of there. No, there's actually no immaterial on Jumong. He mounts up. He's trying to run. Oh, but too much damage taken. There's the crippling goo from Rifletown, but I think it's too little too late, and blue team will move on.
Incredible plays from both teams. Bruce Lee still able to really take that out. They dedicated a little too much early on when they were really trying to push, and I think they lost the first 2 rounds. And then they really brought it to him.
Yeah.
At that point, they really, as you said, they paced it up.
Yep.
They slowed the game down a bit. They tried to take that center orb. I mean, I think the first 2 games, 1 orb was taken the entire first 2 games.
Yeah.
They were just like, let's fight in your half. I don't want to deal with this.
It's all about measured aggression, I feel like. At the start of the rounds, at the start of the games, too much aggression. And then after a certain point, they dialed it back in. And you know, honestly, maybe the first 2 games was just them getting information, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they've played each other, but maybe they were just like, hey, let's try to go aggressive, see if their defense is on point. Turns out it was. They adjusted, came back with a new game plan, and were all the more effective for it.
I mean, it definitely worked for them. But again, we're going to get another cool replay of you guys. And this is going to be of the Lucy getting just absolutely destroyed. I think this is the play that I was talking about. She just got hounded down with almost every single ability.
All right, let's take a look. Lucy getting pulled in. Oh my god. Look at that. Shifu stab and the root and the left clicks and the deadly injection. And there's more, guys. The clarity potion pushing Lucy farther into danger, and the bear comes up just barely not in time.
There's actually a different
stab.
Lucy getting smash play than I expected.
Yeah,
but
there were many Lucys getting smashed.
Yeah. But using that clarity on the other side, I mean, that's really tough to do. It has some airtime, so it takes a little bit to get there. And using it to push her further into your team, just a little bit of movement. I mean, generally what clarity will also do, the clarity potion will either remove buffs from an enemy or remove debuffs from your allies, which would be Petrifies, Incaps, any of Varesh's debuffs, which actually is probably fantastic counter to him, because the debuffs can be quite terrifying. They let you deal quite a bit more damage to your enemies. But using it as just a movement thing was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that clarity potion, the benefits of that skill knows no end, right? Even in situations, so one of the things to think about is, I wonder if they would have preferred to hold that clarity potion, for example, when the Lucy popped the barrier, right? You clarity potion it, you're done.
Yeah.
Right? Don't have to deal with it. There's so many unique ways you can use that clarity potion, taking away stealth, right? Even rips off Rook's invulnerable.
Oh yeah, that's true, which is the most frustrating thing to deal with.
You just throw the clarity potion on top of him and you just pile onto him, because now you know you don't have counter.
I mean, you can never underestimate that barrier, and I think people do. 50 damage. 50 damage mitigation, which means that's an entire Esmo ult, which means Esmo ult will only deal 2 damage to you.
2.
Because it ult does 52 damage, which means you can use 100% energy, and Lucy just goes spacebar, and she's totally safe. All she's going to do is get thrown across and lose 2 health, which she can heal on accident, pretty much.
I know 2 health is not a lot, because I can count up to that. 1, 2. That's all.
Well, at least we're learning more about you today. We know more about you than we do about Anthony.
Anthony never shared any stories like that?
No. But
we don't even know if he can count.
We'll drag it out of him. We'll make him count next time.
Yeah.
Chat, remind me to make sure that he counts
Elmo
next time. We're going to see how high he can get.
Give him some lessons on reading.
Oh, we can have
counting.
Elmo. We can have Elmo teach him. That's a good one. Yeah. How many books?
How many books are there?
How many books of destruction are
Too many.
But it's looking like we are going to get into our next match. I actually didn't have time to mention this. I'm going to try and say this really quickly, because I know you guys are having some fun over there in chat. We're going to have, the next match is going to be team name against the Raffle Baghdad Swordfishes. The rosters are going to be on team name X Black, who we saw with a fantastic 1v2 Pearl play in the 2v2s. Jolts and Lumi, or Loom1, Nah, I'm going to... Luminary is his full name, so I'm going to call him Luma.
Lumi.
And then the Raffle Baghdad Swordfishes with 7 bananas.
7.
Iger and Sarzin. I know you guys are doing some fun stuff over there in chat. I'm not going to mention it, but I'm just going to act like I don't know. So those are the rosters we're going up against. It looks like we have another Ashka, but an Ashka-Lucy combo. Or sorry, apologies, Lucy. Ashka-Pearl.
Interesting. So it's going to be Ashka Pearl on both sides, and when we don't see Lucy, we definitely don't see Lucy. We just see a Pearl instead.
That's actually pretty true.
Yeah.
We don't see Lucy, we see Pearl, but we see another Esmo. He must be doing pretty strong if everyone wants to keep playing him. He's got so much mobility.
Esmo
Actually,
is
he
great.
doesn't at all,
I
but
mean,
he's got so much presence, I feel like.
Yeah, he's got a lot of presence. The big thing is just the hook effect, the pull-in effect baked in with the stun. Whenever you get skills that do 2 things in one, kind of like if you grab the BattleRekt for Jade, which has the root and the silence, those things are so strong, right? And we saw that just in our replay, right? You saw how much damage that Lucy took just because the initiation was there from the right click. Pull the Lucy in, and then so much damage piled on, and then CC after CC after CC. It's just, Esmo's great for initiating damage, and I think combined with Ashka, it's going to be crazy.
I mean, I imagine he's going to start off with Chaos, or with Disruption, apologies, with gives his right click, his Chaos Grip, a stun from anywhere from half a second to a whole second, depending on how long he charges it for. I don't think I've ever seen one go anything else. Suppose if they really wanted to go survivability, he could go Arcane Barrage, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be getting hounded down that much, but I imagine we're going to see a lot of firewalls coming out of the Ashkas.
Yeah, it's going to be key. I mean, 3 ranged characters on blue team, so the red Ashka has a lot of work cut out for him. My big question is, when you put up the wall, does it stop Pearl's heal? Does it stop Lucy's heal if you put up the wall?
I want to say it does.
But I don't know. Maybe we'll find out the answer in this game. All right, starting now. Here it comes.
But I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, being wrong sucks. It's terrible. I'm wrong all the time. That's why I'm so mad at myself all the time.
More insight. Oh, it looks like we had a little bit of issues.
EX Black. Stop. Stopped everything.
Uh-oh. Anyways, so as we can see with these, I'm actually, these are different team comps than we're used to.
Yeah.
We see
Yeah, it's pretty unique.
another Shifu.
And honestly, anything using an Esmo is pretty unique now.
Yeah, I mean, you can do so much. I mean, between placing his book, I mean, that's a very new mechanic to this game. Something we've seen in other games, but I like that they're introducing it. Although, actually, I'm a liar. Paloma does have hers, but it's just not nearly as threatening as when you see this book of fire.
Yes.
Essentially, some fire, lightning, weird stuff coming at you.
In combination with the, in combination with Esmo's kind of ammo system, kind of similar to Jade, that book can do a ton of damage.
Oh, it really can, especially if you hound them down. And you can even build that BattleRekt where if you get your root, if you get your E as Esmo and you actually root them, they'll take extra damage from your left clicks, which you'll pretty much be just laying on the double. It's not full damage. I think that's 2 less damage from the book as opposed to his actual left click for each. But it's
Yeah,
like
I think in combination with a book, each left click, if both bolts hit from Esmo and the book, it does 10 damage per bolt. And so you have 5 ammo in the pocket, just default. That's 50 damage if you connect all 5 of them.
Yeah, so it looks like we have we had a disconnection and a reconnection. Could have been, I mean, a number of things to be honest, but we just want to make sure we can get some BattleRekt going. So we're gonna let them keep that pause until they feel fit to do their things. But we just saw some good Shifu play. I mean, he was in there. He was utilizing all of his abilities. We're now gonna get resumed. Hopefully they're not too out. Luckily the game hasn't started much, but we are going to see some early orb, at least center control from blue.
Esmo threatening the right click, but he's canceling on it. He's trying to go. Ooh, one little hit. Tag onto Shifu. There's a big stun and the pushback. If you're too close, it will push back instead of pull away. And definitely useful. Pearl, big charge shot. There's a bubble in the middle, just area.
We see them Lucy silences doing a fantastic job of trying to keep Shifu visible and in existence. Stopping him from going in material, stopping him from getting those counters. He hops in with his counter, assuming he has at least his spacebar to get out. But once you silence him, he has to sit there and just take damage for at least, 1.5 seconds while that silence is there.
Yeah, there's just not enough praise that I can throw to Esmo as a pick right now. He's such a great champion, and I think he's really demonstrating that today in the 3v3 tournament for BattleRekt. Hits into Shifu's counter, and Shifu's going to try to make something big happen. If he had a bar, that could have been a really dangerous situation. Getting a big snipe through between 2 teammates, picking out the Shifu, pulling them back into combat when he wants to. Oh my God, so much damage. And another stun! using the quick charge on that. Procs the counter, not what you want to do, but still the Shifu has already lost so much health. I think Blue would do, oh, and another! Oh my god, just every single time you get hit by that right click from Ezreal, expect to lose half your health.
Oh, just barely missing, trying to take out that Shifu and finalize the victory, but the ult! The Esmo ult going to deal massive damage, taking out Shifu, nearly taking out Pearl. They finalize the deal. Get the orb, this is, yep.
Look at him go. He's just going crazy. Esmo. Yes, do it. Play it. Play Esmo. Do it.
Just
look
do it.
at that. Ult with the wombo combo with Ashka's stun. Just so much damage everywhere. Every single time he pulled in a target, just even all three of the players just left clicking into that target, lost so much health. That Shifu tried to disengage, got pulled back into the Pound Town closet, and
That's not a place I ever want to catch myself.
no, you do not want to be in the Pound Town closet.
That sounds like a terrible place to be. But Lumi and Jolt, even though they're both range DPS, they're still doing a fantastic job of staying survivability. Oh, great. Great grammar.
Great, fantastic grammar. English well. Shifu whiffing the stab, now proccing the counter, and Shifu's gonna, oh, but look at the Pearl! Oh my god, you're done already! You're done! Get out of there! What even happened?
That might be it. They've lost their support. There's not much sustainability now between Shifu and Ashka. They're just going to try their best to leap around, try and deal some damage, but Ashka's now just getting chunked and chunked. That Ignite staying on him. Lumi doing a fantastic job of just keeping up them left clicks. The amount of damage.
Wow,
oh,
look at
and
that.
Just getting and not trying to trigger that counter. Oh, here we go.
Oh my god. I was not even done picking my nose and the Pearl was dead. And I picked my nose really quick.
You're a trained nose picker.
I'm very well trained in
I've
picking
spent
noses.
years just honing the craft.
That Pearl just evaporated.
She actually got destroyed. I don't know. I haven't even had time to like look at stats and analyze things in my head because these have been going so quickly. All I want to do is just give you guys some fun numbers, and I can't do it in time.
We need more numbers. Please, Carpet, please.
I'm trying, but they're not giving me any time. They're just going all in.
I can't believe I don't know. I'm not. Shifu seems like really tough to play against Esmo just because when Shifu wants to disengage, the little chances that he does get to disengage, he gets pulled right back into the Doom train. There's a big poke coming out from both teams. He's going to try to toss some fireballs, but they're really just jostling back and forth. There's a big root that gets landed, but Esmo not looking for the right click just yet. Orb is going to come up. Nice! Picks out the Pearl against the countering Shifu, and I think they get the center orb control as well. Here comes Jolts. Will put up the bubble shield as well, and Pearl is just taking so much damage. Eager, oh, gets taken down by the Ashka stun. Everything going well, pulling him in. Oh, no!
Just a quarter second too late.
No.
He tried his best to use Molten Chains. He's just going to get out alive. Ignite is not going to be able to finish him off.
Please, no more Esmo. You're already looking too good. I can't.
That was phenomenal plays from all of Team Name.
Team Name, that's right.
I'm disappointed in their team choices. They could have given me so many fun things to say out loud, and now Shifu's just going to wail around, flick his spear until he goes down.
It's not over, but it certainly feels like it's over.
God.
It's not over, but it really feels like it is.
That's some absolute domination. As
Jolts.
playing so well. I can't. My throat. Oh God. Ah, I'm dying.
You're done. It's okay. I'll dispose of your body well as well, and then it'll just be me.
That Pearl is getting destroyed. That's the second round in a row. She's just literally turned to dust.
She was there, and then she wasn't, and that was the story of the Pearl.
That's the story of the Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Bye, Pearl. Is pretty much the extent of what we see of her. As soon as she comes in, she gets silenced, stunned, dealt with, damaged. They just go right on her. They want to take their support out because then, as far as sustainability goes, if you have support and they don't, they're kind of screwed.
Oh, there's no counter on Pearl. Good avoiding on blue team. Had a lot of patience. Knew that the counter was coming up. The big stun. And I'm just going to be following this Pearl because I don't want to miss a moment of this. The Pearl might die at any moment. Oh, but the pull-in happens on the Ashka instead. I think red team got the orb. No, it was blue. Oh, good. Using the arcane barrier. Got to mitigate some damage. But it looks like Shifu has been trying to go ham, stabbing into nothing. And I really wonder what that was about. But it looks like they've kind of stabilized just a little bit. Not really taking explosive damage as in the last game, but red team still very much losing on health. big firewall controlling center or position, and Blue gets it once again. There's a counter on Shifu, and Shifu's going to dive into the enemy team, trying to pull his way out, and I think cancel out the pull from Esbo's right click. Really well timed there from Shifu.
Just in time, able to secure that. What looks like Pearl didn't go in too hard this time, so she actually has help. She's able to try and bring her team back up to 55% to 85% health pool.
EX Black, wow,
now
a big
92
double
because they got
silence.
the orb.
Big double silence from EX Black, and it looks like Red is just constantly getting bullied out of position. And there's a big
the
pull.
pull. Oh, and it grabs her. She can't counter her way out of that one. Oh, did she get out in time? I think she did.
Watch out, the big root, the ultimate hits, and Jolt is just going ham. Counter works on Pearl, but the arcane barrier and the stun. Jolt's closing it out on his own, just shutting down Pearl, saying, no way, Jose. I'm the one here that you gotta watch out for. Big ultimate from Ashka, but not enough, and it looks like team name.
Team name.
Team name.
5-0 sweep against the Raffle Baghdad Swordfishes. I can't tell if I'm upset that I never have to say that team name again today.
Look at how much damage Lumi did. That is insane. I mean, I talk about EX Black on Pearl, so great. Jolt's on Esbo, also just playing out of his mind. And Lumi as well. Just so many key players in this 3v3 team. It's hard to imagine who's going to beat them.
I mean, what's interesting is you look at average protection per round. Iger actually had higher protection. The Red Lucy, the Swordfishes with 314 protection from that Lucy, while X-Black only had 286, but it just goes to show he didn't have to that much.
Yeah.
I mean, getting Orb, I mean, when you look at how much it does total as a team, it gives you 30 max health as a team and
Yes.
30 current health as a team, which is a huge chunk of health pool, and it's easy to underestimate how much that can truly do for your team. But you talk about that Esmo. You talk great about that Esmo. We're going to take a look at a replay of Esmo getting just a nasty pull, all the damage he's able to do, try and force everyone to use their mobilities. He's going to charge that up.
Yeah, Esmo is just so great. Here comes Esmo.
Here it comes.
Here
The
comes
combo.
Esmo.
He's going to just grab Ashka into it.
Oh, so disappointing.
Just shy on the damage, but you can tell what it still did. It still just left Ashka there as a sitting duck. There's nothing he can do. He had no more mobility. And you know if he had, he actually probably would have been able to dodge that initial right click. There's not much he could have done. He wanted to help his teammates out. He gets pulled in, just barely doesn't get filthily slammed in by that ult combo. But then we still saw an ult come in. They just started welling on him. He had no more mobility. It was a done deal.
I'm so glad that we're seeing the new characters released being played. And it's always really exciting to see new characters being introduced into the game and implemented. And Esmo is looking sick.
He really honestly is. So let's take a look at the bracket, what we've seen so far today. Just so you guys know that are just tuning in, we started at the round of 8. We've now gone through 3 quarterfinals bracket. Just so you guys know, for that first team, Project Horizon took it pretty well. It was 5-1. Easy PT had a tough time getting through that one. Looking like team name, I honestly thought he messed up that one too. But team name just called team name. That just happens to be the fact that they want us to look like we don't know what we're doing. And the last match we're going to be going up against is Countered every time.
Countered every time? But
Counter. No, just counter. I think I messed that up. And then the also creative team name, just their roster. That is their roster.
Latan and Ease.
Yeah, that is their roster. For those of you that want to know the roster of Counter every time, it is going to be Obaluf, Gazag, and Mala. Gazag. Gazag.
We sound like we're just not, we're just crazy right now.
That's what they have to deal with.
Thank you for having those names.
And you're gonna stick with the pronunciations that we give you. But just a little recap for those of you just tuning in, we are about halfway through our broadcast today. I think we're about 3 matches in. We have 4 left. We are going to finish up this quarterfinal bracket. Then we're going to take a little bit of a break. But this is BattleRekt. Give us your opinion. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you enjoy us. Let us know if you hate us. Let us know if you are having troubles. You want some help?
Let us know on Twitter, @BattleRekt.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
You just want to like vent? You have a bad day? Let us know. Just vent to us.
poked my behind with his right click. That's something that you can tweet to us.
Tweet whatever you'd like. Feel free to follow us. And if you enjoyed this broadcast and you want to compete, if this sounds like fun to you, check us out on BattleRekt.com. You can sign up. It's free. It's open. Prize pools. Let's give a little reminder of what they're playing for today. First place is going to go home with $200. Second place with $100. And every team you see today, everyone that made it into the round of 8, goes home with a demonic steed. Check that out. Nice and sweet, nice and sexy.
I want one of those. Can I get one of those?
We already had Anthony begging for him. We can't have 2 of you begging for him.
Am I going to be killed next? Is that why we offed him?
yeah. We offed him because he was begging too much for demonic steeds and just attention in general.
You know, I opened one of those terrible silver chests, and I got an arcane furry corn.
Oh, from a silver chest?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I saw somebody on the subreddit got a legend. I think 2 different people got a legendary out of their silver chests, which is pretty sweet. That's some pretty rare odds. I actually want to know the percentage on that. But we are now going into the big phase of this team. I see you guys doing your votes, doing your thing. They have already banned
They
the
can't
maps.
know, but we know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, God, 6 croaks?
Ugh.
That's
Jesus.
disgusting.
That's a lot of
I don't want
croaking.
to see 6 croaks.
No.
Actually, that'd be.
Croaking's
I
disgusting.
want to know what would happen if there's a game mode where you can just have like a full team comp of just the same champ.
Because everybody's like,
Everybody
jump,
has
jump,
to play the
jump.
same person. Oh, like 6 Bakos? Oh,
6 croaks that all go stealth at the same
that'd
time.
be horrible.
Yeah.
I would hate 6 Bakos. Just a bunch of bulwarks, everyone smacking each other. Everyone leaps in. Hurrah! You hear this,
Yeah.
every time you hear an ult come in.
That sounds like the experience that I would like to experience once in my lifetime, vomit, and then never do it again.
Never do it again.
And never do
and then
it
go
again.
get lunch because I'm hungry.
Yeah. You
Are you
shouldn't
hungry?
have said that because now I realize
I'm
how hungry I
starving.
am.
Hopefully we can eat in that 5-minute break. But it's looking like we're getting into the match now. Our team comps are going to be Obladuff. Obladuff? I gotta get this right one of these days.
Look at
You guys can just see yourselves. I'm not gonna read it out loud. I'm not gonna waste my voice.
the coordination on
Spectacles.
blue team. They're all alpha testers.
Oh,
Alpha.
Oh, look at that.
They're asserting their dominance right now.
Ruh-roh boys. It's looking like it might, I don't know though, but we do have, check it out though, we have a Psycho Pump,
A psychopath. You know,
an
Paloma,
Eternal, and an Eye of the Storm. They've maxed out their characters. Look at that. When you get to level 20, you get those fun little titles.
Wow.
That's new in the last patch. I don't have any of those.
Elite.
I'm
I
not elite.
am really interested to see Paloma. I think Paloma is fantastic at 3v3s.
I mean, she is just, yeah, it's nasty. I mean, being able to like heal multiple people at a time, damage multiple people at a time, her ultimate is like so useful. Even if the enemy's not in sight, we're like, let's just burst heal everybody.
Yeah. And interesting that we see the Varesh pick up again, seemingly a pretty popular choice. I mean, well, 2 out of however many. Still, a lot of people seem to be favoring the Varesh. Here comes Taya with a big stun coming up. Croak trying to do what he can, just poking it out. So far, Paloma trying desperately to heal up the Varesh. And one of the big things about Paloma is her throughput is not quite as good as the other supports, despite the fact that she can constantly heal. And it looks like Red Team is trying to keep up with all the damage. Varesh has to back away, not contributing to the fight at all. Here comes the Croak, pretty low. Bago comes in with the ult, lands in on the Lucy in the back. Clarity Potion gets thrown down, but here's a big jump. Lucy has to roll out of the situation, leaves her teammates exposed for damage now.
The Taya just trying to lay on the damage, but her teammate got pinned down by Bako while she was doing so. She was able to ult and land a lot on their support, but now we see Paloma.
Paloma run!
Doesn't get out in time. She gets boomeranged in the back, and now we're going to see Bako trying to get honed down by Croak and Taya. Oh, she gets the pull, but she doesn't have her X boomerang cool yet. Oh,
Get Mario, son! Dude got jumped on!
Goomba stomped. Now we're going to see the bulwark. They might be safe here. It's a 2v2 situation. They have more health and a Bako. Oh, but the secured orb from blue team counter every time.
The cross kill comes out. Bako goes charging into nowhere. And I think Taya is just trying to run back and forth on her stupid little piggy. Oh, takes down Varesh. Wow. My God, what a
What
game.
did the pig ever do to you?
I'm sorry.
Poor pig getting trashed.
I'm so sorry, Piggy.
He can only bulwark one
Wow.
direction and not
Two
enough.
sides.
I find it interesting that counter every time has no counters on their team. They have no counters. That is an interesting team name. Maybe they're countering everyone else every time. I don't know. You guys got to be more specific on your team names.
They counter every time. Maybe they just once upon a time they played one hero with a counter, got that counter, and they procced it and they were like, okay, we're never playing a counter hero ever again.
Or maybe they deliberately will always trigger your counters. They just have they just have the balls to be able to just give you. They're like, we're just gonna trigger all your counters and we're still gonna win.
Exactly.
That would be impressive. Now
there
I
were
want to know.
cross kills. That game was so crazy. I don't even know really. Paloma died first, and then the cross kill happened on the Croak, I believe, and then it just went crazy from there. And blue team was able to secure the victory. So let's see if blue can clean it up. But I think they're not too unhappy about how that played out. Big vortex. Taya sucking them all up, using the double boomerangs. Croak landing with the stun. Taya gonna push them back and defend Croak a little bit from the counter attack. And it looks like they secure the spot. Whoa! Whoa! That timing was good. Taya really coming in big. Trying to pop the ult, and it's getting put in place really early on into the game. She's just going to be pegging the opponents just back and forth and back and forth. So many boomerangs worth of damage. Paloma trying desperately to heal, but sure enough.
She gets the double stun, pulls them both in.
Oh no, the 8-cap, the coordination wasn't quite good. It misses a stun opportunity. There's the Wolf, gonna secure it. Oh, center orb goes to blue again. Then Taya has another
ult.
ult.
What was that? Did you see that? She just X-boomerang people on opposite sides like a bowling split. Oh, in-cap right before the ults. Faresh gonna go down. Now Paloma going down. Baco trying to pin this Lucy into the corner.
This Taya is going insane. I have not seen a Taya land so many boomerangs in my life.
What? Look at that damage.
She has to be from Australia. I thought we were watching Europe.
Good.
849 damage that round. Obscene. That is literally all of their max health, essentially. Holy hole.
That Taya just went ham. Got the ultimate in the first, I want to say like 40 seconds of the game. Used that, just started wailing damage into Fresh. Got so many double boomerangs.
It's nutty. The burst damage, so just the damage capability, the top damage. If everyone on counter every time are to land the full damage of their ults, 279 damage total.
279. There's not a hero in the game that has more than 250 health, I believe.
Now that means we have to see every single tick mark of Lucy's ult go off and every single ultimate of Taya's left click. But she's landing so much. She gets that stun. She's doing such a good job of just keeping her distance and just dishing out them brangs.
Varesh is at the point where he's losing max health, and they're really trying to push damage onto him. Using up the Paloma as well. In-cap goes on to the Taya, but here comes a big Vortex. Counter does land.
They're gonna do it. They gotta live up to their name.
Oh, Paloma using the EX swap, just trying to reposition. There's a big crippling goo, but everybody's trying to scramble out of there. Big incapacitate into the panic, into the stun. They're trying to pile damage onto the Lucy, but it seems right now Red Team is actually having a much better time. But Taya again with center orb control has the ult. Here comes the
about
combo.
to just wail on this poor Baco. He's
Run, Baco, run! Run! You can't run from the piggy.
Get his shield.
The piggy's coming for you.
Oh, the piggy of death has come for his life.
Oh man, Taya closing it out, making it good. There's a big vortex. Oh my God!
The counter. They keep getting the counters. They're living up to their name. They're countering every time.
And they don't care. They're not looking to stop. Big root, big stun, just so much damage.
Oh, they get another counter.
Oh no! I mean, a lot of people talk about how Taya does a ton of damage, but it's pretty difficult to play because everything is a tough skill shot to land, and you don't actually have that much invulnerability. You don't have that many iframes for yourself as well. You only have haste. There's not really a good way to get out of CC as well, but really in 3v3 there's so much good support coming from Lucy, good stuns and incapacities coming from Croak and Roots as well. It really makes Taya able to kind of just unleash the power, right?
Yeah, and she went with Coldwing as her first battle, right, which is so expected. I mean, it's fantastic for her. It makes all of her left clicks inflict a half-second fading snare, so if she can just continuously land them, she is relatively safe, and she can haste and speed herself up. And if she really needs it, once she builds up enough energy, she can use her tornado to get out of danger. But now we're looking like Baco's going to try and hone down this Croak. That damage.
Here comes the Taya. Gonna try to do what she can to take the center orb. Oh, but the Fresh snipes it in between ticks of the boomerang, and the counter does get proc. Here comes Taya's ultimate again. The piggy strikes again, but gets incapacitated. Mario is too easy for Rattan. He played that game one too many times as a kid, and he's really making it work for him.
Oh, the Flick ultimate trying to push back the Croak.
Watch out, Croak. Getting spell locked. He's about to get dunked, but jumps out of the way. Watch out for the action. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a haircut.
That
Looking
actually
handsome now.
I mean, that's enough to bring him back, especially if they can get this orb. It's going to give him quite a bit of health. We saw him with, like 8 health. Now he's back to 64. He's going to decede. He wants to sneak in. Oh, the ult, the other side's just before Baco. Oh, the goo.
No, you can't run. You can't run. They're just rounding them up, herding them like cows. My God.
Or I guess like piggies.
Like piggies. 4-0.
Oh, we know.
I did better.
Somebody's trying to correct us.
Somebody tries to correct us. We understand it's a ram, but the joke is much funnier if she's riding a little piggy. All right,
piggy.
Guy in my ear, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to do my job.
Yeah, guy.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed. So we're going to keep going. Croak almost goes
file a
down there.
complaint.
Croak,
I'm going to tweet about it after this.
I want to tweet about how angry I am. You guys should let us know how angry you are at him too. It's not a ram, it's a pig. It's a big ram.
Man, blue team is really dominating right now. Croak going in, gets panicked up by the spell lock. Oh, a big combination, lands the root, but not a lot of damage. Bako wasn't really there. Here comes a Deceit, whiffs on the counter, doesn't proc the counter. You lied. You said you counted every time, but that time you actually played well and didn't hit it. Here comes the center orb. There's a counter from Fresh, this time gonna land. Oh, a big double stun. Croak lands a big stun there. The Vortex, the ultimate is popped. Piggy comes once again. Oh, the big jump. 3-man incapacitate, and Piggy is no more. Big incapacitate, and I can't believe, so tough to land that on a fast-moving target, but the Bako on red lands that consistently.
Oh, Paloma just getting shredded down.
Root, it might be over. There's the ultimate coming out again, and Croak fishes it out. Now the Fresh is in trouble. Deadly injection, plus the Croak, plus the Piggy. And the counter lands. Killing blow goes to Taya. 5-0, easy peasy. Clean up our hands. Go to lunch. It's over. Goodbye. Red team is out of here.
Paloma got mulched there. It just right away. I mean, just the damage Taya was putting out. Taya and Croak were doing a really fun combo where Croak would just kind of like, he'd go invis, he'd sneak behind him, and Taya's like, all right, X boomerang stun, and Croak's like, all right, blade stun, and then Taya's like, spam left click, left click, left click, left click. Oh, let's do some damage. Let's just keep doing some damage. And as you saw, average damage per round, 758 damage a round.
That's some damage.
That is some damage. Protection from Lucy, average 451 protection around. That is asinine.
Look, asinine.
Asinine.
SAT up in here.
The SAT vocabulary in the house. We're going to do what we can. That was our last quarterfinal match. Congratulations to all the teams that have moved forward. We are going to enjoy the rest of today. Yeah, you didn't know where I was going with that. Who knows
what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
What are we going to do? Every single round of 8 match we watched, I feel like the winners have been so dominating. I can't imagine any of them losing in the semis, but they have to. 2 of them have to lose.
Somebody has to go down, but we're going to get a quick replay of Taya, the Rang Slanger. She did a fantastic job dishing out that damage every time she put that ult out. I mean, and she kept away from the damage. She used that Q to separate herself, and then check it out. Double X! Oh! That was fantastic. That's the one I was talking about. I almost didn't notice it right off the bat, and then she ults, and then here she comes. Here she comes, here she goes, trying to pin her down, trying to get that shield off. She was able to get secured, actually. Bako was able to get the shield off of her, which ends her ult, but it didn't matter. Look at that. A Rang slanging everywhere. Too much damage.
The orangutan.
Oh.
I don't know why I said that.
No, I'm not even going to. I was going to try. But let's take a look. Let's get you guys updated on today's bracket. Let's show you which we've seen so far. We have gone through our quarterfinals. They've been playing for a few hours. We started here with the round of 8. So we've watched 4 games so far, 8 teams. Take a look at that bracket whenever we get a chance. But I'm just gonna
guy in our ear.
Yeah. I mean, if he's gonna correct us, he should at least do his job when I ask him to. Here's our bracket. We see Project Horizon coming out on top, an easy BT. They're gonna be going up against Bruce Lee. Woo! Aww. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I wanted to make fun of you for that. That's solid.
Nice.
And then the creative team name, taking down Baghdad Swordfishes. Some interesting team names, and then counter every time. They lived up to their name through 3 rounds and then stopped proccing those counters. I'm a little upset at them. I want to know why they're called counter every time. We're going to get into our semifinals. But if you have like today, check us out. Follow us here on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter at BattleRekt. Check out our website if you want to join us on our tournaments, BattleRekt.com. Give us feedback. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the layout of our tournament. Let us know if you think our clothes look terrible. Maybe he needs a haircut. Maybe I need a haircut.
Maybe we do.
Let us know.
We'll see. Or maybe we need to grow our hair longer. Maybe that's the thing, too.
Well, I mean, we have this kind of metal feel going on, especially this music going on behind us. Pretty fantastic. And just so you guys know, we're going to do this twice a week, at least for the remainder of this month, every Tuesday and Friday. Feel free to check us out. Come tune in. Enjoy it. If you like the broadcast, if you hate our voices, mute us. At least watch some sick BattleRekt replay. Or at least replay. Well, I guess we have a few replays today, but watch some cool BattleRekt plays. If you hate us, at least give the players some respect. Watch them. But we're going to go on a little quick break here. I think our throats need some time. I'm going to try and squeeze some food.
Yeah.
Get some munches. Hopefully none gets stuck in my gross beard.
Is that how you enjoy food?
I squeeze it first. I bring it out. Yeah, and then I just shove it in there. But we're going to go to a quick break. Thanks for tuning in. Stick with us.
Don't squeeze your food.
Welcome back to BattleRekt, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. And for those of you that left, I'm not happy with you.
Ugh.
But we are now moving into the semifinals of today. Let's get you guys updated real quick on our bracket. Let's take a look at the teams we're going to be watching. And I know you guys are doing some fun stuff in chat, so we'll get you those team names. Project Horizon and Bruce Lee going against each other quickly.
Yeah, Project Horizon fielding the Ashka, Lucy, Rukon composition. Wonder if they're going to do that again. And Bruce Lee also running, I believe, Lucy and Ashka as well. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I'm having a fault in memory. But we'll see.
I didn't want to talk because I want to see how long it took you to figure out what you were trying to think of, but yeah. I can't leave you in the dark like that. So we're going to go into our first semifinal match. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is BattleRekt. Because I'll give you a quick little recap of what we are. We're going to be doing a lot of one-off tournaments this month, and then come December, we're going to have something a little more streamlined for you, more of like a seasonal style of play. So we're going to be changing up some rules, doing some fun stuff. But again, feedback, give us feedback. Let us know what you think. Definitely.
Feedback, very
we've got
important.
thick skin. Well, I mean, I'm going to cry, but that's part of my process of taking feedback. You tell me how much I suck. I cry for 6 hours, and then I'm able to kind of take a little bit of your feedback while I proceed to slowly improve over the course of years.
The course of years.
So as far as this game goes, they're going to be getting into, I think they're doing their map bams right now, and they're going to be getting into the game. Oh, it looks like they're almost ready for us. They're going to do their team picks. Shouldn't be too intense because they are doing blind picks, so it shouldn't take too long for them to actually get into that. And if this is something you want to do, check us out on BattleRekt.com. Sign up for it because these folks are playing for money, boys.
Yeah. And not only are we having a European tournament, there's also the North American one.
Oh, yeah.
Later today.
Later today. Yeah.
8 p.m. PST is the broadcast.
So if you woke up at a decent hour today and you're watching us in North America,
one of these watches is right. Which one?
If you definitely are checking us out now, you should sign up for the NA one. Get a couple friends, and if you don't, just make a post somewhere and be like, I need to play with people. Help! Worst comes to worst. Help! Oh, God! Someone help us. But, you know, they're playing for money.
I'm feeling lonely.
First place is going to go home with $200. Second place with $100. And if you make it to top 8, you get a demonic steed. Your whole team goes home with one. You can all ride into battle together in style.
Moose!
Everybody.
Period.
Moose has been spotted.
That was the extent of what I wanted to say.
So yes,
Moose.
I think you messed up. You did confuse Ashka for Esmo.
Esmo, that's
but they're
right.
both
Esmo
tiny,
Shifu.
weird-sounding people that just shoot a bunch of fiery things.
Yes.
So they're easy to confuse, especially at a moment's thought.
Esmo Shifu, and this was really a big, aggressive kind of. Esmo lands the initial hit, and Shifu goes in and gives a poke.
Nice! Them both.
Oh, watch out! Oh, he does get away from that. Actually, the Lucy came really close from pushing the Shifu into that stun. Left, right, side to side. And Shifu's trying to dodge, but gets panicked up. Deadly injection. Look how low the Shifu is already. Then here comes the stun. Does get it landing. 2 fireballs hit, and the Shifu is actually nearly out of this world right now. There he goes. Hot Biscuit for the cleanup. And Project Horizon with a convincing start to this match.
Oh,
wow.
Just giving that Lucy, she rolls away, and I will never get tired of hearing you excitedly say the phrase, Hot Biscuit.
Hot
As
Biscuit.
you see him honing down this Esmo.
Look at him.
Firewall,
He's literally putting fire down.
He's putting it down.
If that's not the hottest biscuit you've ever...
Oh! I mean, it's done. It's done so for this Esmo. There's not much he can do to escape from this one. He has used all of his mobility to back into the corner. Hot Biscuit with the damage again. We saw that previously. Incredible. But he is supported with an incredible support. We see Blanks coming out as the MVP with 390 protection, 67 disables. And we've already seen what that Rakan can do. That 2v2 we saw earlier this week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hoo-wee, 213 got some serious plays out there.
So far, I think Blanks has been a player that has done some things that I feel like have really been very informed, is the best way that I would put it. Very informed decision-making on Lucy. More than I've seen other players capable of. All right, getting good pull. Ashka gets buried up immediately, and so that cooldown's down. Shifu is encroaching upon enemy territory right now. Gets a big poke. Consume is also down, and so blue team has a big opportunity to do a ton of damage. Pulls in Ashka again. Needs to get away. Clarity pushing to push Shifu off of Lucy. But so far, everything's going the way of blue team. They're just landing damage after damage after damage. Nice dodge on Esmo. Avoids a right click from Rukon. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, trying to do what he can. But it seems like blue team is having a much better handle on this game. Big deadly injection onto Rukon. Has to spend EX to get away. Tries to hit into the Petrify, but the shield actually mitigates a lot of that damage.
Oh,
Rukon is going really low.
Injection.
The firewall just in time to save Ashka, but Shifu is just going ham in the back, and it's so little health left. Esmo closes it out and gets away and gets a center orb. Here comes the crippling goo, but no more mobility on Esmo. The clarity potion helping more than it hurting more than it helped. Nice, good trade of cooldowns. That was incredible. What a turnaround.
They were able to honestly really take that on, but that panic lethal injection combo, so pivotal for just making sure you try and deal that damage, because usually they can try and use their iframes to escape the damage of the lethal injection. But when you make them panic, I mean, lethal injection does a total of 24 damage after 2 seconds, and it reduces their movement speed. So you panic them, you slow them down, you push them out, you put the damage on them, at least hopefully
give them the dunky dunk.
And then, but then if they're panicked long enough or you time it correctly, they have no choice. They can't get away from that damage. They're going to take it. And Rakan suffered that a little bit too hard towards the end, and he went down first.
Shifu trying to go in, gets the barrier out, gets the consume out, tries to land the root, but gets juked side to side. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, doing really well right now. Tries to get big damage onto the Esmo, but the consume is down once again, and Esmo's just going left and right on Ashka right now. The firewall comes down, center orb is available. Who is going to take it? It looks like the Shifu and Esmo are busy doing damage. They don't care about the orb. They're just going to go for the heroes. Lucy in a bad spot, taking tons of damage. Esmo will take the center orb, stunned up, but Lucy rolls away. So far, so much damage connected onto the Lucy for blue team. I think that really favors Project Horizon right now.
It does. I mean, their support's now going to be in that back.
Uh-oh.
Stay away, but we see an ultimate from Rakan, but he gets panicked, trying to waste as much of that as possible. He tries to pull you in. Then he gets stunned. All that energy being wasted, not able to deal much damage during that ultimate.
Oh, the center orb gets taken by the Sinister Strike from 2-1-3, 2-1-3. Here comes a big right click and just doing damage every which way. Shifu trying to push on damage on his own, but I really think that blue team needs to recollect and find a different strategy right now, because I think they're slowly just losing out. Esmo using both his jumps. Incapacity goes on Ashka. There's a big combo. Has to use mobility to get out. Ashka ultimate coming through. Lands on the Esmo. 2-1-3, 2-1-3 for the final blow. And here comes, oh no! There could be a counter kill coming out. Shifu has a lot of burst damage. They need to stabilize. They need to heal up right now. Good heal over time being placed onto 2-1-3, 2-1-3, plus the healing orb is going to make him in much more comfortable spot now. I think blue team is trying hard. They know that there's a possibility, but they're going to really have to work for it. Oh, center orb gets taken. This is one step in the path for a comeback. There's a big panic. There's a deadly injection and the toxin being placed on. Meanwhile, Shifu is having a hard time 2v1ing. Lucy is about to go down. Crippling goo.
And she does!
Wow. I don't know. I really doubt that Shifu could make something happen at this point. I think the opportunity has passed. Oh, hold on. There
Got the in-cap, but she got pulled by Rakan. He is going to go down. Rakan honed that Lucy down to the very end, just pinned her into the corner, fearing for her life from the Harbinger.
EX Claw of the Wicked.
It's not worth the joke. It was a stupid thing that happened.
Harbinger,
either way,
please forget all of that.
Yeah, forget everything I just said.
Nothing
Harbinger
on the internet is
down.
permanent, Carpet.
Just keeping that Lucy to the corner, not letting her get away. And then we see the Lucy on Lucy crippling goo to finish off the deal, make sure she can't escape from that. And without her role, Lucy is pretty much stuck running around. She has not much mobility.
Yeah, it's rough, you know, when you have a composition like Rukon, Lucy, and they just keep chasing you down. Rukon is so good at keeping on his target. Oh, a big right click, and had the charged up weapon as well, and lands the silence. A lot of damage being put onto the Esmo. Meanwhile, Shifu's trying to push onto damage onto Ashka, and actually is doing pretty well, but does get healed up in the end.
Shifu!
Watch out! The clarity potion!
Oh, that was fantastic! Keeping him out of the material, he goes down with a deadly injection!
That was simply amazing, and that's what we're talking about. Blanks is really killing it.
That was a fantastic use of clarity push, but now Rakan again trying to chase that Lucy down into the corner. Esmo goes down. It is now a 3v1.
And this Lucy is not long. Fantastic use of the clarity potion. Knew that the Shifu needed an escape. Had to pop his immaterial at that time. Was putting on a lot of damage into Ashka. And I have to wonder if at some point you know you're going too hard, right? You did the max health damage to the Ashka. Do you really think you can do another set of damage without the Lucy sitting there, burying up, healing up? Is it worth it for you to get damage that is probably not going to affect the max health and just be healed up at some point and risk taking so much damage yourself? I think that's a consideration that needs to be thought about, especially with a character like Shifu.
I think it's also his placement. He was behind a wall, out of reach, and out of sight of his teammates. They had no idea how much damage he was taking. You know, because Fog of War in this game is not a team vision. It is only your own. So he was hidden behind that wall. He wasn't able to let, I mean, maybe he was shouting out to his teammates like, please, God, come help me. God, please, help!
Exactly what he was doing. Oh, Lucy gets pulled in. Esmo trying to land stuff, but got Claw of the Wicked up to 2-1-3, 2-1-3, and now he's taking pressure from Rukon and gonna try to connect again with the support in the backline of Project Horizon. But it seems like Team Bruce Lee is having trouble finding a foothold in this game. Center Orb does go to, I think Blue Team secured that one. That's gonna be really helpful for them. Counter does get proc, and the Shifu is going ham. Again, gets panicked out, but Shifu needs to be careful. Does not want to make the same mistake as in the last game. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, trying to go for the healing orbs. Esmo gets one of them. Oh, the Claw of the Wicked just barely missing. Would have been really bad for Esmo. Ultimate gets popped, panic. Nice flask. And the fight is so split up right now.
Oh, Ashka is stuck in the corner now against this. Oh, but Shifu just getting out of that. Canceling his counter.
Hold on, Blue Team is in a really good spot. Consume is down. The EX teleport is down. Rukon is actually really exposed. He's gonna hide behind the wall. Shifu's gonna put pressure on the teammates. There's a big crippling goo. Barrier gets Clarity Potion out. The Clarity Potion came in clutch. The barrier got put on Rukon, got taken off immediately, and this time it's for Ryan that's the one to make the clutch Lucy play. Huge, huge coordination coming out from Bruce Lee. Amazing to watch.
That was actually fantastic. As you said, using that Clarity Potion to take off that barrier, 50 damage that would have mitigated, and they were able to remove it. Saw the barrier, and they just punched it right off his face. Dealt all that damage. He had to slowly just grudge his way through the crippling goo. You saw him try his best. He turned around, put up his consume. He's like, please, no. God, please. Don't do it. Help! But we see some pretty typical BattleRekt from both teams. Rukon going with the silence and the faster recharge. We see conflagration from Hot Biscuit. Get them wall fireballs out.
Shifu is going ham, but we'll have counter in just a bit. Incapacitate into the stun. Beautiful peeling from Condemn. Really knew when to throw that Incapacitate out and landed a big one. Now he's finding himself in an awkward spot though, but I do think he has immaterial. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get Clarity out of it. Center Orb, I didn't see who actually got control of that. Here comes a big Rug. He's gonna miss. Incapacitate lands onto the Rukon, but 2-1-3, 2-1-3 has a full stick of butter, and he's gonna spend it now. He's about to butter you up. He whips 2 claws. Big ultimate from Esmo is gonna push him out of there. Center Orb gets pulled over. Nice from 2-1-3, 2-1-3.
The full stick of butter. Ashka now making sure he can season that dish just right. Oh, wow. And the stun ultimate combo. He has Pure Fire up because of his BattleRekt, and he's able to heal up as well. Too much damage. They're going to try and spread out. They're getting split up a bit. Everyone's still alive, but who knows how long that'll last.
Rukon is really playing really well. 2-1-3, 2-1-3. Continue to demonstrate why he was such a popular player. 2-2. See ya, Shifu. Who's next?
Who's next?
Who is next? Using the healing grip. Esmo's ultimate. Wow. Did you see that? Esmo ultimate on Lucy. Knew that there were no options. Rukon used the EX pool to get Lucy out of there. Saved a lot of damage for his team. Nice use of the panic, but still double petrify. He's going to line up a lot of damage and get the center orb for Project Horizon, and it's just a matter of time. Another petrify landing. Arcane barrier to try to protect. Big Ashka ult and goodbye Lucy. And now they're just standing in the fire. No problem. We like it. We like it a little bit hot.
We like it. Make it hurt. Put it under our feet. Give us that fire, but it's just not enough. They can't handle it.
They can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Oh, no, you did it.
Get out.
Oh, no, he's done it, folks.
You're fired.
Yeah, no, you're fired. This is your last day with us. I'm sorry, Arthur.
Damn it.
But, I mean, they have, honestly, even the 2 games they've lost, it looks like they just have so much more control. But if you can catch one of them off, it's looking like Bruce Lee, if they can get a lot of damage on one of them, they might be able to turn it around.
Here comes a big root. Shifu's going to connect. The barrier was well timed. Counter comes out, and the Shifu gets pulled back in by 2-1-3, 2-1-3, but gets stunned up. Center orb. He's going to try to go for it. They get it. The big right click for 2-1-3, 2-1-3. You need to respect the burst damage of that right click on Rukon. 30 damage is nothing to laugh at. Shifu going ham. Incapacitated the healer. Ultimate comes out for the Rukon, and Ashka's going to whiff his as well. That's a lot of wasted meter. Panic goes out. No, don't stand in the fire. Shifu, you need to get out of there.
You seem so worried about him.
It's a very worrying situation for Blue. They're down. This is their last game.
Oh, but it gets sniped by Esmo, the fully charged right click. They now all have their ultimates on Bruce Lee, or almost. Lucy's about to be there.
Oh,
Serious
no!
damage. You see the
There's no mobility! You're stunned up!
Oh,
You're
Esmo
silenced!
stuck
You're
against the
pulled
wall.
back in! There's no escape for the Esmo! And he takes so much damage. Here comes the Esmo, but who's it gonna hit? Nobody, that's who. You whiffed everybody. And that's not how you come back in the game. Backs to the wall. Bruce Lee is about to face elimination. And 2-1-3, 2-1-3 and his buddies in Project Horizon are making it certain that Blue Team is gonna have a tough time of it.
Rukon made sure that if he does get a pull, he gets a 1.2 second root on you, and then he'll silence you right after, especially if you coordinate it with his team. But as you said, 65 health pull to 39. It's not looking too great, especially because Esmo used that ult. That was 100% energy wasted. He wasn't able to get anyone inside of it.
Oh, the
there we
panic!
go.
Watch out! The crippling going to protect. Get out of the stun. Watch out, Shifu. But meanwhile, the Lucy is in trouble now. There's too many threats. There's too little health. Oh, no! The big triple ultimate. The double kill. Make it a triple. No! 2-1-3, 2-1-3. What are you doing? That was for your teammate, Hot Biscuit. Why are you taking his kills? He could have got a triple kill, a team wipe.
Look what you've done!
What have you done?
Damage again from Ashka, so much, but we see Rukon still being there. Even though he's melee, he was able to average 469 damages every single round, which is actually higher than any single average on Bruce Lee.
Damn.
And we look at Hot Biscuit with even more. 572, that 486 protection. Actually, the Lucy's nearly tied. I think Varine did a fantastic job of trying to support his teammates. Some of the clarity potions we saw that game were phenomenal. Getting off that barrier, especially on that Rukon. He was able to take the barrier off that Rukon, which is 50 damage they were able to still deal to him, and actually took him down. He had to slowly walk through that goo. You just watch him like trudge through it, doing what he can. So we talked a lot about Lucy. And we've had some fantastic boosts, but let's take a look at another one in our replay. It's going to be a great clarity potion placement.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at this. Going to do her best to try and push somebody. Going to get the stun off. And then she's going to clarity. I believe this is the one where he goes immaterial.
Oh!
She clarities him out of the immaterial. He
Perfect
takes the
timing.
damage and goes down. Even though his ally tried to bury him, he tried to get the shield he could, but with all three players on top of him, not enough sustainability for poor Shifu. That clarity potion, fantastic use.
He threw the clarity potion before the immaterial came out. I have to imagine he didn't even look. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Cool guys don't look at clarity explosions.
Yeah, he just threw the clarity potion. Shifu was desperate, pressed the immaterial, and went.
We're going to take a look at the bracket now. Keep you guys updated on what we've gotten to so far. We now have Project Horizon in the finals, the grand finals. Coming up next, we're going to have Team Name and Counter Every Time, who didn't live up to the name that I hoped they named themselves after. But they did what they could.
Caught me drinking water.
Caught you drinking water. How dare you?
How dare they?
Team name consisting of X Black, EX Black, I don't know what he goes by. We're going to go with X Black because it's lowercase. Jolts and Lumi, or Lum1, and Counter Every Time with Obaluf, Gazag, and Malah.
Interesting, and I believe this is the counter every time was the one playing Taya.
Yes.
Really great. So here's the thing I was thinking about. Taya's great, right? Did a lot of damage, was really the key damage dealer for counter every time in the round of 8. What happens when you face up against projectile blocks, firewalls, that kind of thing? Now, I don't remember exactly if Team Name ran in Ashka, but it seems like a lot of the teams are. But eventually they're going to have to face Project Horizon if they do win, and they're going to have to cross that bridge.
I mean, it can shut her down a lot. I mean, if Taya gets every single left click possible, as soon as she starts to hold, she will deal 131 damage right off the bat. That's also if she hits you with her ox, or sorry, piggy.
Piggy.
Oh, I
Ox,
almost called
ram,
it what it should have
piggy.
been called. It's a piggy.
Piggy pig.
If she gets you with the pig and gets you with every single left click, she will get you with 131 damage, which is pretty insane. But as you said, an Ashka Firewall will entirely negate that. If you can take her shield off, it turns her ult off as well. Or if you can just hopefully CC her until the time runs out.
Yeah, and that's really one of the big things with ults like Taya, Ult's on Rukon. It's a duration of time. And so if you get controlled during that time, you waste all your ultimate.
Yeah.
The only saving grace is that even if you do get interrupted on it, you still have bar to spend. You still have duration of the ult to use, as opposed to a one-shot thing like maybe Ashka's, right?
Yeah.
Once you use it, it's gone. If they dodge it, too bad.
And Ashka's is great again because since it leaves that DOT on the ground, it gives them a lot of control of placements because you're going to slowly start seeing the enemy team just kind of spread out.
Yeah.
They want to get away from that. They don't want to take that damage. So you can start to hinder their playing field by just Ashka's ult. So even if he doesn't land it directly, they can hopefully capitalize on just the movement of the enemy team to try and start singling out and targeting down one person. And they're also going to use their mobility to escape that ult. So you can kind of hear it coming because he starts screaming. You know, you hear like, Ashka! And it starts coming from, I don't even know.
We should start screaming our own names when we do things. Just like, Arthur! Or Kevin!
Yeah, that
whenever something happens. It seems like a popular thing to do in Pokemon, in BattleRekt.
That's true, yeah, in video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But like, what would actually need us to do that? Like, what would promote us?
Yeah.
What event would I do accomplish in my life? Eating a burrito?
Yeah, eating a burrito.
Like every bite?
Yeah.
Just, Kevin! and then just take a bite of the burrito?
It's pretty good.
I think that would work pretty well.
Pretty delicious. I'm still
What
very
is my
hungry,
ultimate, though? I guess getting rid of the burrito.
Getting rid of the burrito, yeah, just like
Like from the bathroom, you just hear me shouting out my ultimate. Anyways, we see the team comps coming out. We have an Old Dur. We haven't seen Old Dur all day. Old Dur, Jade, Rakan against a Lucy. And then that double damage, we saw that earlier, the Ashka Esmo.
Oh, watch out! There comes the first stun. Gonna land a lot of damage onto the Jade. The sniper's gonna miss as well, and so Jade gets nothing in return. And meanwhile, blue team can just heal up all the way up the top. There's the firewall that we're talking about, and they're not actually gonna be playing tie-up. Red team gets to take the center orb as well. The snipe coming in big for them in that spot, but I think they're gonna really need to think about how to get damage in. Good use of the consume. Has to dodge away from the... Oh, countered the disabling shot. And it seems like Team Name might be looking to make something happen now. Good use of the firewall, just avoiding so much of Jade's big burst damage. And they will take the center orb this time. Here comes the ultimate from Jade, trying to look for whatever she can hit. Only lands one of the shots. But it seems like a really uncomfortable situation for Red Team. Jade is already down below half health, while Blue Team is nearly at max on everybody.
I mean, 47%, and no, now Rakan's gonna have to use his R to escape. Oh, just to survive. Oh, we see double ultimate and a pull from Esmo. They really want to take out that person. A 2v3 situation, no matter how much health you have, will still put you in a better place. So they want to dedicate what they can to take somebody out, but they don't want to go too far.
Had to use that Uldur ult for defense, got that Jade out of the situation. But so far, it just seems like Red Team cannot initiate enough. Jade Uldur, despite the fact that Uldur has a lot of really great control
options. Double stun almost.
Blue orb getting, blue team taking the orb once again, and just everything seems to be going the way of Team Name right now. There's a big firewall, gets a pull in on Rukon, and there's a closing shot. And the first character will go down, and that will be the Rukon.
That's just doing a great job of locating this Invis Jade. Oh, he goes in and shackles her in, petrifies her, keeping that ignite up. Fantastic reaction, noticing as soon as you hear that ult. I mean, Urge is a pretty audible one as well. One of those ones you definitely see coming. But if you don't react quick enough, you're going to be taking some serious damage from those massive snipies.
Massive snipies. They did so well avoiding that. I really think that Counter Every Time really has to rethink their strategy unless they plan on using something, letting the BattleRekts ramp their team composition up. I would like to see them approach a new strategy, a new way of approaching the match, because it seemed like Blue Team was in control the whole time. I mean, I don't think anybody fell below 90% health.
And what I do want to comment on really quick is before they get their BattleRekts, I know Esmo went the stun BattleRekt with his right click. Before that, they only had a core top stun of 0.6 seconds. If they were to do in succession of just a single ability and a total stun of 1.1. So they have significantly less stun than Counter Every Time, who has a total stun time of 2.75 seconds between the three of them.
Nice use of the snipe, but I'm not exactly sure. It's so hard to tell. I think Blue Team got that one. Snipe, or rather silenced, and Ashka's going to use mobility to get out of that situation, but he gets snared up. And pulled in is Uldur. Has to use his teleport out. And now it's going to be Ashka taking pressure. Big ultimate gets all three.
All three of them.
Divides the map in half. And oh, a big pull from Rukon. He's going to secure center orb. Here comes the Uldur ult. Gonna use it to back away.
Aggression.
Ult is available on
Oh,
Wukong
there's the
as
pull
well.
on Jade, and she goes down. Wow.
And it really feels like right now the Wukong, despite the fact that he has a pull, Ezmo's pull is just a little bit better because you get damage on it and you get the stun and you get a lot of follow-up damage as well, whereas the Wukong is just having a lot of trouble securing a good follow-up.
He's getting outraged on his pulls, and another one will go down. Rakan is now going to be just dished around. He's going to do his best to escape, just for the sake of it. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do there, but I do want to comment. Oh man, I had something. Look what I've done.
Look, what have you done? Why have you done this?
Well, I had something great. I had a great point, something to bring up. Oh, Ashka was about to ult. Rakan silenced him out of it. And then he just ulted again and got all three of them. Like,
yeah,
he projected it as well as possible. Like, you saw he was about to ult. He managed to get silenced out of it, and then everyone's like, oh, I mean, if you want to do it again.
Yeah, all right, okay.
I mean, I don't want to take this away from you. It would have been a great ult. Here, Ashka.
Get all three of my...
Here.
Give it to me.
Lay the fire on.
Yeah.
But now with
you need to be very wary when you interrupt an ultimate like that because it's go or no go, right? If it doesn't happen, he still has all his EX bar.
Yeah.
Right, starting out again. Jade is going to use stealth, but doesn't go through with a snipe. You can still hear the audio of the snipe charging up, gets stunned up, and really it feels like the poke game is just not good enough for Red Team to be doing this. I really think that they're in a tough spot. The blue orb, the orb gets taken by blue. I'm calling it the blue orb because again, it's so often. Big snipe there, it lands on Ezmo, but only a little bit of max health loss, and Red Team is really going to need to put on pressure if they want the damage to stay. Oh, a root onto Jade, and maybe Ezmo's going to look to connect the right click. Here it comes! Hits Jade with it! And the Ashka's looking to connect as well. Big fireballs onto the Rukon. There's an old door stun, but where's the damage coming from? There's the Ashka.
Oh, that Jade!
Has the immaterial to keep her safe for just a little bit longer, but so much damage being taken, the Jade is nearly going to be taken down. Needs to desperately be healed up. Run!
Oh, he got it!
Everybody is so low health on counter every time. And Jade is desperately being healed up. The Ignite
oh, there's a stun on
down.
Jade.
Watch out. The fireballs are coming through. Blue orb being taken. And it seems like the Rukon is going to be the first one to fall. Just so much pressure everywhere. Uldor are going to feel pretty silly about this.
Now, Ignite cannot finish you off, for those of you who understand.
Yes, neither can Toxin.
So, yeah, Toxin and Ignite are not able to finish you off. Essentially, when Ashka gets Ignite on you, you will get 8 seconds, or 8 damage over 6 seconds of time, I believe. Unless I have that inverted, but I believe that's it. And if he's able to left-click you, he can constantly refresh that debuff and that damage over time. So he'll just one after the other. Yeah, it's 8 damage over 6 seconds, and he'll just constantly put that on you. So it can't finish you, thankfully. So if you manage to get out of reach of him and you have Ignite on you, it'll bring you to 1 health, and he'll just stand there on fire like a maniac. And hopefully nothing will just freakishly fly your way.
Yes.
I mean, at that point with 1 health, anything will kill
Yes.
you. But still, you've lost so much max health. Your max health at that point will be 41.
Yes.
Even fully healed, most people could take you down pretty quickly.
All right. Red Team stepping up again, and something needs to change. Oh, a big pull on Rukon. He's going to jump out. He still has his consume available, and he might just try to spend it here, but he's just taking damage. There he finally has his fair share of food. Eats up all that rest of the damage, but he's already below half. Just look at how punishing that is. Gets out of the way. Blue Team gets the orb again, and there's another pull and another character down below half health. No, just gets healed up just in time. Oh, and now he's going to get pushed under half. Just so much damage. Oh, and again! Time and time again.
Oh, and but the immaterial from Jade actually saves him from initial damage, but she stands in the ult. She's not able to get away because she already used vulnerability, and now Uldur's going to get sucked in, trying to time Bender to safety. He gets rooted and booked. Oh, the book
Look
of
at how
destruction.
many, oh my god, Jolts and Lumi for the damage combination for Team Name are just playing big. They're just really doing big plays right now. I can't, there we go, 360.
Oh,
Got him.
The
That was like a
1080.
1080. Yeah.
That was a 59-42.
A lot of rotations.
It was an insane
Incredible amount of rotations.
Trying to get the cheeky 760-42 spins.
760, 40, 21.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot. You just added some digits to that one.
We did add digits.
We added a few digits.
Yeah, I just, it seems so apparent to me that if you're going to play a game of poke against Ezmo, you're going to be crying in your bed at night.
Most likely, especially because you have, I mean, even Browe can dish some damage in, and then you have Ashka with his right click, which is a pretty low cooldown considering the damage it can dish out. Oh, here we come. Oh, he wants it. Ezmo wants it. Oh, he gets the pull on Rakan.
And that happened in the last game, and it was so effective. Counter on the Claw of the Wicked, and so Pearl is going to prevent herself from getting pulled into dangerous territory. But even then, there would still be a dive, and Jade gets locked on. But even before Jade can leap out, she's already lost so much health. It's astounding how
she gets pulled in again, and then immediate discharge of all of his left clicks right into her chest, taking all 5 of them.
You gotta go side to side. You can't just, oh, the stun, the ultimate. You're done. Uldor is so low on health. The Petrify just finishes a pull to try to peel.
Oh, ultimate in the corner. He stands in front of Uldor, turns his backside, and still gets him with it while hitting Rakan at the same time.
Luby is turning this map into a bouncy castle because counter every time is just jumping up and down.
No!
Man.
My God, counter every time. They look so strong previously, but you can just see how well Team Name's organizing. And someone in chat brought this up, I didn't even notice. It's the dwarf team. Look at the heights on these folks.
They are incredibly short.
But not to be underestimated, some insane damage from them. I mean, Esmo and Ashka alone, I'm surprised together worked so well. They don't have a lot of hard CC. None of them are those kind of mobility hard CC champs. They're able to escape. They did a good job of keeping their distance, especially Esmo, considering he mostly has his space bar as his main mobility. But 524 average damage from Lumi on Ashka and 459 from Jolt on Esmo. Insane damage, and it proved worthy.
It was very efficient damage as well. Every time that Esmo right-click hit, they just took down 25%, 30% of the max health of the opponent that was being attacked. How do you heal that, right? You need mitigation. You need to either left-right a little better and not get hit by that, or you need barriers. You need control. And I think that counter every time just kind of lacked that mitigation. And they really didn't have a good answer because every time, for example, Jade got pulled in, Jade would jump out. Every time Rakan got pulled in, Rakan would got jumped out, which means that you're not actually trading any damage. So basically, you just lost the health and reset the situation for them.
Yeah, and then they just pull after pull after pull. We talked about Ash got some fantastic ults. Let's take a look at one of the ults he had in this game. I mean, he had so many. I believe this is the one that might have hit all 3 of them. Oh, he jumps in, gets the ultimate over. He manages to get 2. Even the immaterial from Jade did rescue them. But look at this. They forced them to stay on top of it. They all started to just wrangle him up, push them towards the middle. Jade ended up dying to the damage over time and then pulled into it. Esmo pulls Uldor to continue that damage. And then from then on out, it was just a done deal. There wasn't much to get out of it. He gets rooted, finished off, and then they just hunt down Rakan. They hunt the hunter.
Hunted.
The hunted.
Man, Lumi was just bouncing people up and down and up and down. Those ultimates were so good.
They honestly were. Now let's take a look at our bracket. Let's update you guys, see what we've seen so far. For those of you who have been with us, thank you so much for watching, by the way. Please let us know what you think. Give us some feedback, whatever. But we'll do that in a second because I did that too early. We are now in the finals. Project Horizon and Team Name. This is a best of 3 maps. So everything you just saw times 3 for a single game.
And I'm definitely excited to see. I mean, Esmo Ashka is looking incredibly powerful. Meanwhile, Project Horizon also looking extremely dominant with their Rakan Ashka Lucy combo. I'm really interested. We have Lucy on one end, Pearl on the other. We have 2 Ashkas, and then really the big differentiating part is going to be that Rakan Esmo. We've already kind of seen in this last match what happens in terms of when Esmo pulls you, you take damage. When Rakan pulls you, maybe you take damage.
Yeah.
That might be the big differentiating moment in this finals.
And but as we've seen from him specifically, the Rakan on that team is fantastic. We saw him in 2v2 just dominate his way to the finals, making it just so close.
Wow,
so
look at those.
Today. Look at that vote.
Everybody's super confident in Team Name.
Team Name. Everyone wants Team Name to take this. But have you enjoyed today? Is this something you're interested in doing? I sound like an advert. I kind of am. You should sign up.
Wow,
check us out on BattleRekt.com. You can sign up. It is an open free tournament. We are now in the grand finals, which means these folks are going home with money no matter what happens in this game.
No matter what, making the big bucks.
The big old bucks. First place going home with $200, second place with $100, and everyone that made it to top 8, which is everyone you saw today in this lovely broadcast of ours, will go home with the demonic steed. I mean, you know.
I'm gonna talk to some people.
You and Anthony, you disgust me. But anyway, so I hope you guys have had a great day. Please feel free, follow us on Twitter. Continue watching us as you can, if you can.
Follow us on Twitter.
Honestly, we just have fun. I enjoy this. I like to watch good BattleRekt. Is what it comes down to.
Good BattleRekt is exhausting to watch, but it's an incredible amount of fun, and we've seen some incredible games today. We're at the finals now, so there's team name, and there's Project Horizon. Which do you feel? What is your pick?
See, I want to say Project Horizon because they showed so well when they were doing the 2v2 tournament last week. I mean, some of the greatest plays I saw came out of those guys, and I want to say them, but we just saw Team Name absolutely destroy a team that got into the semifinals. Full on, that team comp is so hard to deal with, it's so hard to just handle. So there's a little bit of a difference in the grand finals now that is a best of 3 maps. Essentially what they do is they now ban back and forth until they get down to 3 maps, and then the next one team gets to pick the first one, the team gets to pick the second one, and if they make it to the last round, they will play on the 3rd map that was unchosen and unbanned. I want to hopefully make it to the last one. I mean, this is a little drawn out for them. This is where they start to get that fatigue, right? This is where they're going to play a lot of games against each other.
They've been playing for a long time now.
They've been playing for a while, and they're about to play a little bit longer. We're going to have a good amount, so looks like they're just about finalizing their map picks. But other than that, I don't know. I think the Dwarf team is a really cool combo, to be honest. It's a cool combo.
I think so, too.
The amount of damage they can dish out. Now, I'm torn on Esmo's ultimate. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. But it's a gamble ult.
Yes.
It takes forever to explode. And if you are going to try and take the gamble on, I'll just pull somebody in. No one's really going to let that happen. When you see an Esmo ult go off and you're nowhere near it, you know what he's about to do.
Yeah.
He has one option, and it's to try and pull you in.
Yep.
So you're either going to just wait for it, watch, and use your mobility to escape from it, use an iframe to get away from it, or just hide behind a wall. Yeah. So it's a lot of energy to use. I think the Tome of Destruction is fantastic. I love the damage that can put out, especially with good placement. It's hard to dodge, especially because your attacks are now coming from 2 separate directions.
You think about it, right? If you place the Tome of Destruction down and you just land 5 of your shots, 5 of your left clicks, you already do 50 damage. That's 2 damage less than your ultimate.
Yeah.
And it costs you 1 bar.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely harder to land it all at once because you have to definitely be good at, tracing your enemy and making sure they're not moving too much, but your ultimate's just as hard to land. So it's looking like the map picks are in. They are now choosing their champs, so we're almost ready to go in. And I'll reiterate one more time, the reason we don't go over champ picks right now is for tournament integrity. We don't want anyone stream sniping, trying to cheat on each other. Not that I think they would, but
stop.
There's always one cheater.
No stream sniping.
1 out of 6 of these players is probably a raging cheater. So just to make sure and ensure that we don't show it.
A raging cheater.
A raging cheater.
Just, damn it! I need a cheat!
They just get frustrated. It's like it's not their fault. It's part of their genes, part of their genetic code. They just have to cheat. It's part of what makes them them. And I'm not going to fault them, but I'm not going to let them do it either.
Please, be responsible. Don't cheat.
Don't cheat. So
Cheaters that's the Stinky Poo Poo guy.
That is Mr. Stinky Poo Poo himself. We're going to retain the Pearl Esmo Ashka combination. But now, as you said, against another Ashka, we have Lucy now instead of Pearl. Although I think that's what Blank's playing earlier. He's playing Lucy. You're confusing me. I'm confusing me. Who cares? This is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
My memory means nothing anyways.
I'm very interested to see. The Ashka pool is probably going to be a lot less effective when there's a firewall going up in front, just guaranteeing that you don't take any follow-up damage after you get hit, if you do get hit by that right click. Meanwhile, there is a melee option for damage on Project Horizon's side, so even if you do initiate, if Rukon does pull you in, Rukon will be able to do damage despite the fact that there might be a projectile block in place. So that might be a big difference here between these 2 teams.
The Ashka wall entirely negates all of team name because they're all ranged. What Rukon does, as you said, it does have the capability of trying to get in their face and dish some damage.
Nice, good dodge. Void Zap gets rooted up, will spend the consume, hits the Pearl with the right click, and the center orb is up. He needs to take it. There's a Sinister Strike, and good use of that, but I think Red did still take the orb.
Yeah, Red was still able to take that orb. He had to use his R to get out. How to use that energy that he might have gotten, and now he's taking some damage. His consume is down. Esmo's going to chase him down, but then use his recast to try and get out.
There is the firewall to try to mitigate some damage, but Red is filled up on the bar. There goes the Ashka, laying down the big ultimate.
God, that Ashka just got destroyed by the book.
The book is what we're talking about. So efficient in terms of damage. There's a big ultimate, hits big on Lucy, but I think it's going to be, I mean, I really don't see how Project Horizon can come back from this. Rukon is so low health. That's a big turnaround. We talk about how much damage this team from Team Name can do, and they really demonstrated it there. Blanks has been so good at healing all tournament long, but in the face of Pearl, Esmo, Ashka, it's just not enough. You really need to be on point. Spent so many resources trying to save the Rukon. Ended up getting dunked for it.
I mean, the thing you're seeing this Esmo do specifically that you don't see a lot of Esmos do is he's the way he's utilizing his spacebar, he only has one true mobility, and he's able to recast it once, which means he has a single cast, but he can recast it again. If he doesn't do it fast enough, he's screwed, essentially.
Yeah.
He does have a consume, which I think his shield is a really good way of being able to dedicate yourself a little bit more to the attacks, right? Because you can go in there, everyone starts targeting you, you put up your shield, you can take some of that, or if you use your EX shield, it'll actually start charging up your left attack. You'll get almost 10 full charge bullets, and then you can put your book down, start the combo up, and then just mulch people.
Yep. I mean, if you have 10 charges of attacks and you shoot into an opponent, that's a maximum of 100 damage that you can do if you land it all. Here comes a big connection. Firewall is down. Rukon is going to spend his EX spacebar to try to spin and drain some health, and Blue Team is going to secure the orb. I really like how they played up front a little more. Wanted to make sure that they got the center orb this time, and they spent the resources in order to do so, and we're able to deny Red Team that. But look at how much bar the Pearl has already. Rukon does get pulled in. We'll see. More poking back and forth, and the orb is just about to spawn again, so they got to make a big play.
Oh,
there it is.
The wall secured that orb so well and actually negated Rakan's fully, tried to claw it, but the wall actually just stabbed him right in his tracks.
Yeah, Esbo. Oh, Rukon is going in big, spends the consume to try to avoid some damage, pulls in the Ashka. There's a big ult from Hot Biscuit.
My.
The Pearl is really low, has to heal, gets the counter. The Toxic Goo on top of the team, but the Red Team is not out there.
Dealt so much damage, he started to get all three of them after a while. Oh, that was a fantastic Rakan ult.
Here comes Ashka. Pearl is so low, but it's 3v1. Where are your teammates are trying to get the center orb? They're so low health, but they're still not dead. Why are they not dead yet? This Esbo, arcade barrier!
Bro tried to save him with the, hit the bubble. But Bubble's no more, he goes down just before it comes up. And now with 15% health, he's gonna go and he wanted, he did actually, I think, get it. He now has full ult. Oh, he tried his best.
Sit down.
Sit down. Oh, she's gonna ult, she wants to do some damage. Gets no one.
Sit down.
It looks like Project Horizon has figured out what it takes. You want to get in, you want to split these people up. They're all ranged. They never want to be in your face, so they're going to do their best to get away. And once they do, you keep chasing them. Make them use their mobility, make them try to escape, and then just keep chasing them down. Pearl's going to try her best to silence you, put some bubbles up, slow you down. But, I mean, once they've used their jumps, Ashka and Esmo are pretty much sitting ducks.
Yeah. Sitting ducks, quack, quack, get killed. Not a happy time for them. I think that they did so well fighting for position, spending resources to do so. It pushed Team Name into a really bad spot, clumping up, taking a lot of damage. And at that point, all three of their members were just at a sliver of health, and that's really indicative of the kind of pressure that Project Horizon was putting out. All right, let's see. The Ashkas are going to jump. Pulled in is the Esmo. Rukon trying to do what he can. Pearl's going to dive away after getting pulled by the Claw of the Wicked. Another attempt. Consume gets pulled up, and the Rukon might be a little bit exposed. Here comes a stun, but it's going to whiff it. A big firewall for Hot Biscuit. It's going to mitigate a little bit of damage. Panic Flash, but the center orb is coming up soon, and I think the Pearl spent the bubble just a little bit too early. Would like to have that here. Tries to pull it, but I think Blue Team got that orb that time, and so they're going to be 1-for-1 on that. And here comes Rukon, trying to play for a big aggressive move. There's a big crippling goo. Pearl is going to get pressured out here. Meanwhile, Rukon on the Esmo. Fireballs just landing onto EX Black. And here comes Lumi with the Ashka ult, trying to do what he can. Lucy gets eaten up, but now it's up to 2-1-3, 2-1-3. He's really low health.
There we go, and pulls him back in. Let's see if Pearl can survive this. The firewall just saving her in time. Ashka's going to try to
get petrified on your ult.
Where is he? Try and get the ult.
He's going to try to use it.
Oh, and he gets the blind across the wall. Hits Lucy.
Run, Pearl, run.
Oh, Pearl's not able to escape.
Run, Lucy, run! There's so many people on low health. Esmo misses every single bullet there. He's got 7 charges left. The Ashka dives in and gets the center orb, and that's really going to help out the Esmo there. Esmo still trying to dive and dip away. What an outcome. Cross-killing, and now it's going to be a 2v2. Esmo, Ashka, no healer on Team Name side, but Project Horizon has a pretty solid matchup. They're going to get center orb again, and that means double ultimates. We'll see what the connection is going to be.
I mean, the energy disparity right now, we see Team Name almost both with their ultimates, where Project Horizon is struggling to even get quartered right now in their energy. She's gonna get
Watch out! Watch out!
Oh, Lucy, no, she couldn't get away. She got pinned into the corner, and now Ashka's gonna do his best.
Oh, a big stun. And it's gonna get away, playing it safely. Discipline is what wins you these situations. Has to spend his spacebar, and now you're out of luck, you're out of resources. Goodbye, team name. Winning back the next round. This is gonna be a long one, Carpet.
Team name somehow able to come out on top of that one. So close to the end.
It just really came down to the fact that Esmo was able to land the root on Lucy, and that was it, right? Lucy just did not have enough health, did not have enough mitigation to weather the storm, and got taken down, leaving Hot Biscuit in a 1v2 situation with the arena closing in on him.
Now, we talk a lot about shields, especially Lucy. Lucy has a crazy shield at 50, right? So she can put a barrier on somebody for 50. But if you look at this Ashka Pearl Esmo combo, together, they can actually put up a 54 shield between Bubble Shield and Esmo's EX on his barrier. That alone puts up 24 damage. And then you see the Bubble Shield can actually come up with, if my math is correct, Bubble Shield does 30 damage right there. So you can actually have more shield considering, oh,
nice.
Orb, very great orb secure.
Good control of the center orb. Rukan is looking to make a big play for himself. Oh, Pearl gets panicked away, riding up on the mount. Hot Biscuit is getting bullied around, gets stunned up as well. And now it looks like Luby really wants to go in hard. There's a firewall being spent. The orb comes up. I don't know what happened to it. There it goes. And I think that blue team got that. Big toxic glue. Toxic glue. Hits the glue. But they spent a lot of meter. They got positioning out of it, but not necessarily the damage that you would expect to see out of that.
No, but now with a significant... Oh, he wants to...
Oh! Didn't get it!
Again, just missed on the timing. So close, but now the orb's going to get secured easily.
Really great play. Really great play from Hot Biscuit. Got the double petrify when the orb was well.
Just consumed by Rakan.
And it looks like Red Team is having a hard time fighting past this wall. A good choke point. Rukan trying to do what he can. Gets rooted up. Consumes a little bit. Oh, man. Center orb control, I believe, goes to Red this time around. Rukan getting pulled in. There's the root. Where's the clarity potion? Just using healing potions so far. Here's some toxic or crippling goo. There's a big Esmo ult. Watch out for that. No, and the Lucy gets pulled in. Ashka ults everywhere. Pearl's getting stunned up. There's a 2v1 situation. Lumi's coming in to try to help EX Black. But Pearl's losing a lot of health against the orb again. That might be the differentiating factor in this. Esmo's really low health right now. Pearl goes down to the ultimate. And all the teammates on Red Team is so low health right now. There goes the Ashka, and it looks like, again, back and forth. Project Horizon. There's just so much going on right now. So much back and forth, and they're really fighting hard to try to maintain control of the map. That time around, Project Horizon really did well.
The coordinated Ashka ult looked pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
They made a cool little like X on the battlefield. Honestly, I would have lost track of which one would hurt me and which one wouldn't, and I'd probably walk into damage like an idiot. Like, oh no.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, there's fire everywhere.
And then I would have complained about it. And I would have tweeted at BattleRekt, why is there the differentiating graphic between the Ashka ults?
There you go. You heard it here first, folks.
Esmo trying to go for the poke. Misses it. Gets the root, though. Rukan going in hard. The Pearl trying to heal up. Oh, dodges the claw just by a little bit. Trying to heal up the damage that they took. And so far, Red Team is being pressured. Esmo still needs to be healed up a little bit. A big double stun. So much pressure coming out. Tries to get the orb. I didn't quite see who
Red
got it.
actually got that. Red was able to secure that from a distance.
I think it was the Esmo's right click.
The damage on that just gets insane.
Oh, man. Hot Biscuit lands a good triple fireball onto Pearl. Pearl has to dive away, and it looks like, again, Project Horizon will have control of the middle of the map.
Oh, I don't know if they got it that time.
It's so hard to tell.
It really can be, but we see some firewalls going up, trying to dish out some damage now. You can tell the team name understands they have the range capabilities to just stand back and poke. They can still have kind of orb control from so far. They can get the pokes, they can just try and get a really nasty Esmo pull into some nice firebolt of Ashka. Maybe they can dish out some damage, take down some max health. Oh, but we see so much pulling. The Clarity Potion pushing it, and then Rakan pulling it even further.
Team Name is slowly getting attrition down. Here comes a big, wow, eats up the Rakan with the ultimate. There's a Wombo combo! Wombo combo! Oh my god, I have not seen anything so beautiful in my time watching BattleRekt. That was absolutely amazing. The Pearl into the Esmo, into a Rakan that is dead on the floor, flat as a pancake.
There's nothing he could do there. Once he got flecked up, that is the risk of using your ultimate. You have no mobility. You have none of your abilities, and now Ashka via Ashka. We're gonna see who can come on top. Oh, almost tried to get the Molten Chains, but pushed away.
Man, and a big stun. 3 fireballs onto Lucy.
Oh, God.
Team Name with the slam dunk.
Oh, my.
I have a headache.
Rakan got put through a wood chipper. Just completely destroyed. He did his best. He ulted and then just got wrecked. No sustain for him. He got pulled. He got stunned. He got wrecked. He got Pearl ulted into an Esmo ult, which then I believe his allied Ashka Hot Biscuit accidentally ulted into.
Oh, no.
And then he took damage as well.
That is crazy. We talk about Esmo's ult being very expensive use for 52 damage, but the fact that it's AoE means that you could win big on it, and it seems like Red Team is doing really well. Hot Biscuit taking a lot of damage. EX spin for Rakan, not going to get very much done. Has to go toe-to-toe with the Esmo, and I think that's a big root. And the stun on the Ashka, the coordination is just insane from Team Name. It feels like I'm watching a different team. There's the Esmo, gonna miss a lot. I don't know if they even got the orb for that, but so much damage done onto the Rakan. Look at how little health he has. A big pull. Ashka has to get out of there. And finally, we see that damage capability from Esmo Ashka coming in once more for Team Name.
And they actually have full mid control right now. We're gonna see the wall go from Hot Biscuit, but we're probably gonna see an equivalent wall. Oh no, it's already down. They don't even need a wall. Oh, and
Rakan, watch out!
In.
The other teammates can be exposed as well. Esmo is really the big target picker right now for Team Name. A lot of ults come down. Oh my god, everybody's just pressing F. They're just spamming the hotkey on their keyboard.
Another one.
They're just pressing buttons now.
Rakan goes down somewhere in the middle of that just ultimate madness. We see a wall go from Hot Biscuit. He's gonna try and dish out damage to Pearl. She's gonna try and heal up, but we see a good
the good clarity
push
push
back into it. Esmo taking damage.
Oh, but this time it's a counter push. One precise shot is all they need.
Oh, fishy,
Oh,
fishy.
here it comes.
Right, here we go, here we go. Oh, no, he
the timing was not good.
And he gets the orb. He's gonna get 50% energy and get some health back. He's gonna wall up.
Hot Biscuit run. No. Team Name is starting to run away with it. 2 in a row, 2 wins in a row. Both times just domination, taking mid control as we saw, just throwing out their ults. Everybody was just fist pounding their keyboard, hammering that F key.
It really was. So it's like everyone's like, get it now, now! Just started punching the desk. So many ultimates. It was honestly mayhem. I tried my best to follow through. Even from my semi-trained eye, I had a difficult time seeing who was dishing out some damage.
I'm just really liking the synergy between all 3 of the players on Team Name. Jolts and Lumi and EX Black really have some practiced moves that they have in their pocket. Coordinating ultimates, even roots with stuns as well. And Esmo right clicks with lots of fireballs coming in. It's just working out so well for them. And it really seems like the firewall hasn't been quite as detrimental to this team composition as I initially thought it might be. Counter does land for Pearl and it's going to dive out of it. But really need to start thinking about center orb control. There's a big pull from Rakan. He's going to give them good positioning. And there we watch out!
The ultimate!
Pearl! There's 2 of them!
What a
The
placement.
timing! Run! Oh, and I can't believe the Ashka didn't place his stun down. Tried to capitalize big, but did get a lot of damage from the Pearl ult itself.
That placement from that Pearl ult, she knew they'd be there trying to hound down. As soon as she saw the Ashka firewall go up, she's like, well, we're not gonna get the center orb. Oh, what? I have never seen so much dedication for an orb.
Ultimate is ready. There it is. Ashka spends the ultimate to get out of it. The Pearl gets dunked. The toxic goo, the crippling goo, and the Ashka ult comes through. Takes down Pearl's health. There's the counter Ashka ult, but I think it might be too little too late. Gets taken down, and now it's just the Esmo all on his own. Having to face up against the Lucy, just 3 deadly injections in a row.
Those deadly injections can be absolutely brutal, especially if she starts chunking all of her energy, because every time she plays with a new one, I believe it triggers the one prior to deal the damage right away, so she can really just start pounding out some burst damage. Generally, she wouldn't want to do that mid-game because it uses up all of her energy, and it's pretty much all she needs. That's all she has to have mobility. She needs at least 25% energy, and her ult is very impressive, as we've seen so far today. It's great for just keeping teams spread out. It's great for forcing them into positions and even just dealing some damage.
Pearl is gonna get dunked by the right click, has to stand behind a corner and heal himself. Meanwhile, Rukan is trying to put pressure onto the Ashka while the Pearl is busy and does shave a little bit of health off. Here comes a flank from Hot Biscuit. The center orb goes to red team. Panic onto the Pearl, but it looks like they're gonna be in a pretty good spot. They're kiting away. It might be a little bit too aggressive, and finally does 2-1-3, 2-1-3 back out. Big root, counter gets proc, Panic coming in the bubble for some area control. The orb is about to come up again, and I think Team Name really wants to push in now. They're not going to do it. Ooh. Ultimate is available on Lucy. We'll see if the crippling goo gets spent. 2-1-3, 2-1-3 going in. He's trying to press his advantage right now. EX Black has a shark at the ready. Taking so much damage. And does not have a lot of max health left to use.
Great the pull and the wall to try and make sure no one could rescue him. Get those heals over that wall. They're going to get orb yet again.
Blue team.
Look at this, 93% health pool to 58. They are dominating this round, and all three. Look at all those sticks of butter.
There's so much butter on the field right now, and it could be a big combo coming in. There's the crippling goop. There's the Ashmo. Dumps the Ashmo back in. There's the Vortex. The BattleRekt.
Another ultimate and another one.
The shark needing to be used for a counterplay, but it's too little too late, I feel. The Wombo combo was beautiful from Project Horizon. They executed that perfectly. Lands a big right click on Pearl. There's a grab. You're not going anywhere.
Oh, and then turning around immediately. Tries to get the shackles. He gets the petrifying one, but not enough on another.
That was beautiful.
Woo!
3 ultimates, crippling Gru, Ashka's ult, and then Rukan just pulling everybody together, getting the big AoE cleave.
Somehow bringing this back into the final game of this set. Remember, this is a best of 3 map, so after this map we will go to another. And then maybe even, if they allow us, one other after that.
Coming down to the wire now. Rukan lands a big pull and is trying to go hard onto the Ashka. Meanwhile, Esmo's trying to look for what.
Rukan taking so much damage.
He's already down below half health, and this is not a good start. That means that they have to cede center orb control. But the firewall is well positioned, and I think Blue just took that. I can't tell, there's so much meter on red team's side as well. Rukan gonna teleport away. Here comes a big stun. It's gonna whiff. Ashka goes in. There's the ult to get back out. The shark!
They just pinned Rukan into the corner, one ult after the other. He is probably going to go down, or at least have a really tough time getting out of here, but he gets some good heals and a barrier from Lucy. He manages to retain all of his health.
That's a lot of resources spent, and they're gonna go for the middle orb, and red team's gonna get it. Did they lose so much health though? Esmo is actually really, really low. There's a big Esmo ult. Run away, the Ashka ult gets put down. Don't stand on it. No, watch out, Esmo. And Rukan's gonna try to dive in, keep the pressure up. A big firewall.
Oh, that Pearl.
Isolating Pearl.
Oh, the good stun. Rukan takes some serious damage.
Blue team's gonna get the center orb, and that's gonna help them stabilize just a little bit, but so much damage has been taken in the last few moments by Team Name. They were ahead for the early game, but they just lost a lot of footing. Petrify, not gonna matter that much. Deadly injection being put on Ashka. It's gonna explode. Looking to be healed up. Here comes an Ashka ult, gets one. But how much more? Panic being placed on. It's still just poking out. The center orb is going to appear once again. There's a big stun! The connection's going back and forth right now.
Yeah, it's just a poke game. They both know they're...
Oh!
And then the Browe trying to force them back, and he pulls them out, but he actually was out just in time. And they get the center orb. Blue just got a great trade. He tries to ult.
Oh no, you can't! You can't do it! You can't do it, putting himself in a dangerous spot, just spamming the F key, hoping to pop his ult and vortex everybody into the center, but just got silenced, got stunned up. and got taken down. And I really feel like towards the end, Project Horizon really played into the hands of Team Name's composition, letting that Esmo get the pools, letting the Ashka get the damage from far, playing that poke game out and not using the correct responses.
Gonna get an ultimate, and then we're gonna get a second ultimate right
Watch
away.
out!
Oh, here comes the second one. He gets them both. Oh, he only got, I can't tell, I think.
Crisscross applesauce.
Oh, and we get an Ashka down. They're actually able to come
What?
out after the ultimate.
What?
Into the darkness.
What is happening?
Oh my God. Somehow Project Horizon, even being on a 2v3 situation with the double up, pushes her out. Pearl goes down. My throat hurts.
Why?
That was amazing.
Why? Why? Why did this happen?
You sound upset. Holy
The Ashka ult onto the crippling goo, onto the orb that the Rukon left, into another Ashka ult.
If there's one expletive that's perfect for this moment, it's Hot Biscuit. That was a great game.
That biscuit is on fire.
I cannot believe they managed to come back. It was what, 4 games to 2?
4 games to 2, down to the wire, an advantage for Team Name. And then they just took that advantage, threw it on the ground, stepped on it, gave it the elbow drop,
and then won.
and then won.
So we're going to take a look actually at the end of that again in replay. Hopefully we can gather a little bit of what happened. It was absolute madness. The map is closing in. We see this first Ashka ult's going to go off. First we see potential damage from Ashka. He gets out of that.
This is the key positioning. Look at that.
Check it out. Wham, bam, gets them both, picks up another one. First one goes down to damage over time. Esmo's down. And then wham, bam, gets Pearl again. She shielded most of that, but at that point, Ashka had taken too much damage. He tried to ult. He actually does get Lucy, but he ults himself out, forces himself into the corner, and they're able to take him down and then just hone down on poor Pearl. That double ult. I think Rakan died. His death was not in vain.
It was all a setup.
He died in honor.
It was all a trap.
Yeah.
The Rukon jumped to that point because he knew that the 2 members of Team Name were going to clump up and do the crisscross.
He was literally he was just a little dropping point for his ultimate orb. He's like, I'm going to build up a bunch of ultimate. I'm going to act like I'm going to ult. I'm going to make them all jump on me. I'm going to die. And then you guys can take it over. So remember, this is the grand finals, everybody. We have now 1 game going to Project Horizon. We're going to have another game right now. It's going to be a best of 3 map. So if they can take the next one, they will win. And what will they win? They will win $100 or $200. Apologies. First place goes home with $200 today. Second place with $100, and everybody that made it to top 8 goes home
with a demonic steed.
Demonic
steed.
It does sound way cooler when you say it like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, demonic steed already sounds pretty sweet, but
yeah,
demonic steed.
Demonic steed.
You have to have that nice.
It's the European show.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
So we have to make fun of the Europeans by doing a really bad accent.
They're gonna make fun of us for our really bad accents. Demonic steed.
Demonic steed.
Anyways.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right, I'm actually going to butcher it the more I talk about this. So we're getting them back in for round number 2. Let's see if somehow they can make it through. But have you been watching? If you have, let us know if you like the show. You can follow us on Twitter at BattleRekt.
At BattleRekt.
At BattleRekt. You can follow us right here on Twitch at that little button that says follow with a heart on it.
Yes.
And then you can also, if you'd really like, if you like to play BattleRekt and you think you've got a shot, or if you think you don't have a shot, even if you're the worst, if you buy it right now, you should join up anyways.
Yeah.
Sign up at BattleRekt.com.
Have some fun.
Have oodles and noodles of fun.
Oodles of fun.
Oodles of fun.
Sign up for battle. B is capitalized. Sign up for battle.
The R is capitalized too. Wrecked.
BattleRekt.
So wait, should I only emphasize the R because it's capital, or is it the whole word? Because like, as far as when I read someone that's doing caps lock, are they just screaming totally, or is like does capital letters mean you should emphasize the first letter? Like BattleRekt.
I like that.
That sounds like the beginning of like a Pokemon show.
BattleRekt.
BattleRekt. Yeah.
And all we do is just yell and scream stuff.
So it's looking like we know what map we're going into next. We're gonna get some. I'm curious to know if they're gonna change up their picks, try and counter each other. Certain picks may or may not have worked, so I'm just gonna wait and watch.
That's a good
Wait and watch
point.
quietly and silently.
Shh.
Moment of silence for these champ picks.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them what's happening.
Oh, looks like we're just changing outfits. We want to make sure we look real sexy for this match.
Prim and proper.
This could be the end of it. This could be the end. So they want to make sure you're going at either you're going out looking good or you're going onto the pedestal looking good.
I would feel like a trash can right now if I was Team Name.
A trash can?
You threw away you worked so hard to win 4 rounds and it went back and forth and you were at the precipice of victory. You were gonna have one match up against your opponent, one game up against your opponent, but then you dropped the ball and now you reset. If you want to take that point back, you have to win 5 more.
Wouldn't they have dropped the orb? No, I'm not gonna. I'm done. And that's the last pun you'll ever hear out of me in the remainder of the BattleRekt broadcast, everyone.
Please keep making puns.
We're gonna get a oh my! I cannot believe that I actually didn't get Rakan. I thought he made eye contact.
Made eye contact. Yeah.
He
Do not
did.
make
He's
eye
like, I see you.
contact.
I see you. You're gonna give me that.
Look down at your feet all the time. They're just left looking at each other right now. Oh, good use of the bubble. Bubble trouble. Gets the orb. Right. We have Project Horizon on the red side and Team Name on the blue side this time around. Ashka trying to put in some damage. The barrier goes down and it looks like Team Name is just going to kite backwards. Esmo gets pulled in. No! The damage just not quite enough. 2 health left on that orb and red team does get it. Ultimate is ready on Lumi's side. Ultimate is ready on Blank's side. There's the Ashka ultimate. There's the Rakan ultimate. And the Pearl lands a big one. The Lucy comes out and gets dunked immediately, but there could be a cross kill.
That Pearl, look at her. She's just staring down the face of death. The Harbinger trying to take her out, but he has to retreat before she goes down.
Watch out. Jones is using the fire beam. He's using a flamethrower, and he gets the kill. And Esmo is just standing there. He sees the destruction that he has caused, and he was willing to just stand there and let it happen.
We didn't normally see a lot of siphons coming out of him. It is a difficult thing to land all of because as soon as they see it, channel it is not the longest distance. They're going to just run away.
Yeah.
It's hard to hone down, but it is short. You do quite a bit of damage in a very short period of time. It is his EX left click, and it actually siphons 32 damage and heals him for that same if he's able to land every tick of it. Now, it is a difficult thing to land, but it is only over a 2-second channel.
Yes, 2 seconds for 32 damage and 32 health is a 64 health sweep.
And that's 16 damage a second.
That's crazy.
Check out my math skills.
Good job.
Good job, Need. Where's that
Well
golden
done.
star sticker I need to feel good about my life?
We all need golden stars in our life. Oh, don't get stunned. Has to cancel the fireball to prevent that situation. But it looks like Team Name has secured control of the middle. Gonna put down the stun, forces the Rakan to use the jump early, use the signature strike early. Pearl's gonna dive out of there. It looks like the top end of the map is gonna be the area of interest here for this game. Firewall does go down for Project Horizon. Pearl is gonna avoid the stun. And Rakan has to jump in, but he's looking a little bit lonely right now. Has to use the R move to get out. Spends a little bit of bar, but it looks like the meter generation, and blue team has a big advantage in terms of meter. 2 full sticks of butter ready to go. Let's see how they're gonna spend it. There's a big pull, and it might be now. The time might be now. I think they might just be waiting for some mobility skills to be utilized.
Oh man,
orb.
everyone go for that orb. Oh, that orb, full dedication.
Blue gets it again.
To snipe it. Now 3 ults.
They're locked and loaded and ready to go. There's the Pearl ult. Misses completely. There's the Ashka ult. Gets 2. Where's the Esmo ult coming from? There it is. He's looking to pull. Man, and I have to think that that is a whiffed attempt. Here comes the counter ult. 2 landing for Hot Biscuit.
Oh, and there comes the goo.
The goo is in. Pearl's in. Pearl gets pushed into the goo and gets taken down. And Project Horizon strikes back in a very big way. They lost every single encounter up until this point, but then they evaded the ultimates from Team Name. So much damage being consumed there. And I think Team Name is losing control of this game now.
So much damage. Now 16% health pool. Oh, Ashka tried his best to get away, but it cannot escape from the toxic bolts. Another, oh, everyone just burnt to a crisp. Sitting in embers.
Hot Biscuit.
Team Name, Hot Biscuit, Project Horizon. Let's just keep naming things. Just keep naming things.
Lumi.
Project Horizon get that victory. Team Name thought they had
Schultz.
it. It looked like they did for a while.
X-Black.
What I do like is this kind of like map pushing capabilities of the Ashka wall mixed with Pearl Bubble,
Yes.
they can just like cut off half the map.
Yes.
Just in general. I mean, you don't want to walk through a Pearl Bubble. It takes you years and you're just a massive sitting target. Unless you want to use that to bait abilities into you and then maybe mobility out or iframe your way through something. But, I mean, being able to put up an Ashka wall and put up a Pearl Bubble, you really can control a lot of the field. So I think it's how this ranged Dwarvish combo has done such a good job.
Jolts. And again, Team Name seems to secure the middle spot. They won all the orbs in the last game, but they whiffed all their ultimates that got counterattacked. And I think they just took a little bit too long. Rukan is actually going to take that orb. 2-1-3, 2-1-3 coming in big. So many orbs he's stolen with Sinister Strike already. Oh, a big connection! And Bear has to be spent on Lucy's end. And Blue Team actually gets the better end of that deal so far. Rukan is down to half health already.
Well, we've seen this before. He can take a lot early, but he can still sustain himself. He goes in with that consume, tries to get the orb as well, but he takes a little more damage.
Ashka's ready to go now, and this might be a big push from Project Horizon. There's a big pull. He's going to get out and get the healing orbs. But really, Blue Team needs to be on notice right now because they could be taking a lot of damage. If they get pushed out of mobility, it could be a big initiation for them. No, get the orb! And they seed another orb to red. There's a big ultimate!
On Pearl.
Is the Toxic Goo coming? Here comes Rukan with his ultimate popped. But it looks like Blue Team is kiting fairly well. They're just running around in circles. Asmo gets pulled in, gets panicked out, takes a ton of damage.
Oh.
A lot of chain CC coming out from Project Horizon, and again, they're gonna get the orb. And what was going so well for Team Name in the last round, all of a sudden is turning on its head and going terribly for them. Just not enough meter can be built on Team Name's side. They still have not gotten a single ult yet. Finally does Lumi generate it.
They're also doing a good job of making sure not to waste and save too much energy. You want to still do the damage. Right there we see her trying with her EX bubble to deal some damage, losing that 25% energy, but it was pulled out of it. Got to be careful. I mean, with the amount of mobility between... Oh, we see a pull in Rakan.
Rakan is also the weaker one. He's taking a lot of damage. Lucy desperately healing up. There's the Toxic Goo, but gonna avoid it completely. And this is the beginning of the end, I feel. If you start whiffing your ults like this, there's opportunity for a big counterattack. Gets the orb with the ultimate. Lumi goes in, but where are his teammates? Nowhere to be found. Hot Biscuit is nearly at full health, and he's nearly fully loaded as well. He's gonna use a firewall. And now the map is closing in. They're gonna have to use mobility to get out of that death zone there. Esmo is so low. Here comes the Ashka. Pearl's gonna whiff his ultimate, and there's a big Ashka ult. Gonna deny space, and Project Horizon has to slowly but surely squeeze out all the options available to Team Name. And are gonna, oh, throws them out of the map. But not enough. Everybody.
I've never
Project
seen
Horizon.
that many people still alive when the map was that small.
Yeah.
All 6 were still alive when it was closing in to near final sudden death, which actually is hilarious when I get to that because eventually the whole map just becomes
a death
everyone
zone.
starts taking damage until one of you dies.
We've seen some crazy 1v1s in the 2v2 tourney that came down to the wire, and the map was literally all death zone.
They all just it happened in the EU one. They just sprinted for the health orbs through the darkness, hoping they would survive, and someone just managed to barely stay alive longer.
It's absolute insanity. But Project Horizon has a very stable strategy going into this match. Let's see if they can keep it up. I think there needs to be some adjustments made on Team Name's side. Wow, Rukan again taking so much damage, getting stunned up and even more! If they can secure control of the center orb, they have a very real chance of taking Rukan down. Let's see, and they do! Ashka already has his ult lined up, and I feel like it's time to go aggressive while your opponents don't have the meter.
He got pulled in. Maybe now's the time to do it. Bait them into pulling.
There's the ultimate.
Oh,
he gets pulled!
He goes down!
Disintegrated! He was there, he got pulled in, and he just disappeared!
Another blind ult attempt from Ashka. A little bit risky, but knowing they're one player up, probably worth the risk at this point. They don't really care at this point. Oh, the damage. Ashka's taking too much. He actually uses his spacebar to get in. He wants that health on the other side. Now they're just going to try and pin them one at a time until they go down.
What good timing. Good coordination from Team Name's end. Really making sure that Esmo and the pool worked well together and just pushed Rukan out of options.
I can't believe it. Team name answering back strong. Jolts is killing it on Esmo.
So that is one of the gambles that you always make when you use an Esmo ult. And that is what happens when the gamble pays off.
Incredible. Just, I mean, the charge attack itself does up to 24 damage, I believe. And the ultimate 22 plus 52. If you get hit by that combo just from Esmo himself, he's already doing 70 damage. Right there.
And that's if you take nothing else on the way.
Yeah.
Getting pulled through 3 other things flying around, especially in this 3v3. You probably got chunked by just a few things on accident. Who knows?
A big consume. Rukon is really trying to bully cooldowns out of the pockets of Team Name. There's a firewall being spent, but it might be just a little bit too early because now the center orb is going to come up and you don't have the firewall. Neither do you have the consume. But blue team does not take. Oh, they snipe it! And that could be really bad. Rukon is a lot healthier than he was in the last game, so it's not. There's not going to be a real risk of dying right now. But it's going to be tough. Team Name is should really be looking for a way to spend their energy. Ashka needs to be topped off right now, or he's going to lose more of his max health.
Oh, the bubble, but he goes in and gets it. Rukon actually steals it.
There's the crippling goo, and Rukon's coming in trying to vortex people up. Gets stunned up, however.
Oh my.
Look at how much health he's losing! The combo, the damage from Esmo, Ashka, Pearl is absolutely insane. Watch out, get away from that. Everybody uses their mobility skills. Gets out of there. Ashka cornering the Esmo, get out of the fire. Oh no! The snipe on 2-1-3, 2-1-3 happens to just jump into it. And Project Horizon gets a foothold in the match once again. A crazy back and forth.
It's mostly just utilizing when you can and can't take damage to kind of reiterate how the health mechanic works. Once you lose over 40 health, you then start losing your max health as well. So if you lose 80 health, your max health is now chunked down by 40. So it's knowing when can I go in, when can I take health damage. My support's gonna be able to heal me up. I'm gonna, no matter what, at least be able to take 40. So when have I taken too much and when can I take more? And somehow Rukon always manages to find that balance, or at least close to it. He can get bursted. I mean, we've seen him, he makes it down to half and then somehow survives the whole match.
Yeah.
Still okay. A few times he gets bursted outside of that and he gets just destroyed.
Coming in big is Rukon and Lucy. I mean, just so much protection, both from the consume and the healing and the barriers. And I really think that's what's coming in big for Project Horizon when they line it up right. It's a lot of cooldowns to push through. Esmo, Ashka does a ton of damage, but just the right use was enough mitigation to help them survive. The orb, and it looks like red team will take it. And it seems very, very important for Team Name to make sure that they do get the first orb. It seems to give them a lot of momentum in these matches. Wow, just narrowly missing the Lucy there. Good use of the arcane barrier. Panic Flash is gonna whiff, and another center orb is available.
It is in, oh, what a mess.
There's a lot of butter, and it looks like Project Horizon might have the opportunity to initiate with Crippling Goo. There it is, tries to pull him in, but doesn't quite get it. The ultimate is gonna be a big dissuading moment, a big zoning area. Securing center orb position again, but there's a big Ashka ult to answer back. Lucy is really low health on Project Horizon side, and I think that Team Name just secured the orb again. The Esmo ult is gonna whiff. It's so back and forth right now. Lucy is being pushed really, really low. Jolts is gonna finish that off, and Jolts again on the Esmo going mid. Ultimate is being popped by the Rukon. Meanwhile, Ashka, Hot Biscuit is trying to go ham, but he whiffs his ult. Pearl whiffs the Shark as well. But it looks like it's falling apart for Project Horizon. Talk about back and forth. Oh my god. Just winning one, then winning the other, then losing one,
Then losing the other.
then losing the other. These teams are just...
They're finding each other's holes and they're capitalizing at opposite times is what it seems like. They're finding that moment, that perfect moment when there's a hiccup, when there's no energy, when an ult gets whiffed, when someone uses too much or someone uses the mobility and then they just go down. They go to town, they find that player, they try and burst him down as much as possible. Rukon being the easiest to nab on Project Horizon, mostly because he is the melee, so he's gonna obviously have to take a few more risks, make that dedication to go in, trust his Lucy to shield and heal him while trusting Ashka to hopefully get some CC and damage while he's in there.
Oh, there's a big pull from Jolts onto 213, 213. Center Orb is available, but I think Red Team is going to be able to secure that. We'll see if they can capitalize. Whoa! That was so far! That Lucy literally got pulled across the world.
At full max, oh, almost another nasty pull. But just because you get the pull doesn't mean that you're going to get damage. You have to make sure that your team is ready to follow up with some CC, some damage, try and get the burst. Oh, and another pull on Ashka, but he's almost pulled back by his ally.
A lot of meter available on Project Horizon side, and they're just trying to push out cooldowns right now. Both the area denying spells, the bubble and the firewall being spent by Team Name, but the orb is nowhere to be seen. And I think in just a few moments after the center orb goes down, we're gonna see big initiation. Here comes a goo. There's a stun, it's gonna whiff. The ult coming through, but it's not gonna actually land. Hot Biscuit is gonna do it. There's a shark gonna eat up Lucy. And where is Lucy gonna land? It seems like it's gonna be a fairly even trade. Nothing significant coming from that. The stun will land. 213, 213 finds a way back into the Esbo, but it's gonna have to use Consume and back out of there slowly. Making an impression of the Kool-Aid guy right now.
Right back in. The barrier trying to save some health.
Panic onto the Pearl. But again, it feels like this situation has stabilized. That was very, very, very close. How is Team Name going to press into the middle of the map? They've lost so many orbs now.
Here comes the
There
fight.
it is!
Pull.
Oh, but
Rakan
again,
snipes
213 is so accurate with that right click.
They should just buy this out till sudden death. On this time, honestly, Project Horizon should wait until they're forced to engage. Wait until Team Name is forced to be pressed into their front lines. Deal that
There's
damage.
a
Oh,
big
he gets
stun.
good damage from Ashka, trying to take that max damage off.
Oh, and another big right click. But this time, Blue gets it. They have their ultimates. Are they going to go for a counter push right now? We'll see. It could happen here. There's a shark. It looks like one does get eaten up. The Lucy is getting really low. No, it's the Pearl is getting really low. The Ashka now in the middle. Lumi has to find some way to survive. But already, they've lost their Esmo. Double ultimates being popped. And it looks like Project Horizon will return fire. They've been controlling the center orb so well, getting a lot of chip damage down.
Project Horizon trying to take advantage of the fact that Team Name doesn't have a great initiator. You have a Rakan that can go in there, he can dish some damage, he can freak you out, he can make you move, he can get that silence. He puts his consume up, starts to walk backwards. He can have his allies shield him and heal him, so he doesn't take any max damage. Well, when you look at Team Name, I mean, none of them can really do that without being able to. I mean, Esmo can kind of hop in and hop back out. But, I mean, once we see Ashka go in, if he uses the spacebar to move in, he's pretty much leaving himself to die. Oh, Lucy takes a lot of damage right off the bat.
They're going so aggressive. Screw the center orb positioning.
My!
There's a big double petrify that's going to slow down the situation just a little bit. Getting panicked up. And now they're going to try to return to the center, but Pearl's taking a lot of cross damage as well. And there's a big double petrify.
He's going to take advantage of the pull in on Ashka.
Hot Biscuit again coming in big, but Lucy is still in trouble. There's a firewall.
Pulled in by Rakan.
Good choice from 213, 213, but now Ashka is the one taking damage. What a slugfest right now.
Holy hell, that was insane. They just went all in. There was no hesitation. 213 trying to get that max out. And now Esmo ult going to get wasted. No one getting pulled in. That might have been risky, especially at such a pivotal time.
They lose the center orb as well, and Pearl has to use a lot of cooldowns to get away, and it seems like after all that craziness, Project Horizon finds some way to stabilize once again. And I think it was really good for the first few moments, but then they quickly hit diminishing returns, and Team Name just stayed a little too long.
Oh, the pull-in, this could be it! One more game and Project Horizon will go home in first place.
Project Horizon is so close right now. They could close it out now.
There's the ultimate, getting two of them.
The crippling coup. Ashka has a full stick of butter, and he's about to use the ultimate. Here it comes. They take down one. There's only two more left.
This is going to start the bloodfest.
There's the second, and Jolts will be the last one alive, trying so hard on the Esmo, but will finally be taken down, trying to slip and slide his way out of this situation. There's a big ultimate coming down, but it's going to whiff, and Esmo does go down. Project Horizon, the 3v3 champions for the European BattleRekt tournament. Hot Biscuit. Let's talk about Hot Biscuit for a moment, because he played out of his mind. There was so much pressure coming down. Back back-to-back double petrifies.
I mean, look at the average damage per round. Look at that. It's still trying to calculate because it can't figure it out. 662 damage per round. Oh, sorry, apologies. 688 per round on average from Hot Biscuit. The highest, what, is like 240 for your health?
250, I believe.
250 is the highest, right? My God. Incredible play. Congratulations to Project Horizon. They will go home today with $200. And then a serious congratulations to Team Name as well. They played so well. As you said, they were so close to having that first round, so close to clinching it. They were one game away, but they will go home with $100 today in second place. And everyone that made it to the top 8, thank you all for competing. I hope everyone that joined and played had a grand old time. Everyone that made it to the top 8 will get a nice demonic steed.
The demonic steed.
The demonic steed. But we are going to have, we saw so many fantastic Ash Golds in that ending. Let's take a look at one more. We have a replay for you. Sometime in that epic last final, we're going to have a crazy Ash Gold. He's going to go and get both of them right here as they're clenched. They're going to take damage over time. We're also going to see his teammates secure an orb as well during all of this. He might get rooted in there, but that ult alone, it forced Esmo into the corner, forced his allies to come help him. Pearl goes down.
I can't say enough about Hot Biscuit,
and
his decision making. I mean, if there were two key players to watch for me today, one would be Jolts, the other would be Hot Biscuit. Both playing kind of like the ranged, kind of damage dealing characters on each of their 3v3 parties, and I really think that Hot Biscuit stepped it up towards the end. You know, it's not all about damage. Sometimes it's about control. It's about assisting your teammates. And what a better way to demonstrate that than in the last game where Hot Biscuit came in big.
And if you need proof that Esmo doesn't work in 3v3s, you had it right there. Coming so close, making all the way to the grand finals. Esmo, incredible, and even with a really interesting team comp. But let's show you guys how today went. Let's take a look at the bracket so you guys can know what you watched. And if you're just tuning in, well, then you missed a good bit. We even get a cool replay in the background during this entire thing. This is pretty sick, and it's gone. Project Horizon coming out on top. Team Name making it all the way, bringing it close. Although round 2 looked a little bit more on Project Horizon side. It looks like they figured out how to deal with that composition.
The thing is, the damage level was so high on Team Name's side. Once they caught you, they did a ton of damage. They could connect so hard. Project Horizon did a really good job of mitigating kind of the poke factor, the ability for Esmo to just snipe you with a right click and then just pile on damage to you. They did such a good job of timing their barriers, using mitigation, using things like Consume, making sure they had tools to handle the situation. I mean, all the other teams that Team Name faced, every time Esmo hit somebody with that right click, they were just down half their health.
Yeah, and they would definitely just show up. If their whole team would come and support them, and they'd try and be there. And they started to learn, right? You know how to deal with that Esmo, or Esmo right click, apologies. I hope you all had a fantastic time with us. If you did, you know, you should definitely potentially follow us here if you want to watch this again. We're going to be on again tonight. We actually are going to be streaming every Tuesday and Friday for the remainder of this month. So, you know, tune in for the NA side. Yes. And if you even want to, so if you're in North America and you woke up at a decent hour day and you wanted to, and you watched this broadcast, you found yourself checking us out, and you're like, dang, that looks pretty cool.
I like what I see.
I like what I see, and I want to play in that. You can sign up. You should check us out at BattleRekt.com. You can sign up yourself. It's free. It's open. And there's a prize. Same prize pool tonight as we saw today. 200 for first, 100 for second. And if you make it top 8, you get yourself a demonic steed.
A demonic steed.
I feel you're way better at that than I am. But yeah, seriously, follow us on Twitter if you can. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you like the show.
At BattleRekt.
You want to see, at BattleRekt. If there's just something you want to see, something you don't ever want to see again. Do you miss Anthony? Do you hope Arthur comes back every time?
I'll check on his body after this.
Yeah, I think it's starting to smell kind of weird in the studio.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't now.
So it could be a good bit of that. But again, thank you from me, Kevin FindableCarpet, Brown.
Thank you from me as well. Enjoyable Arthur Mang, also known as Rainy.
The enjoyable Arthur Mang.
The enjoyable Arthur Mang.
The enjoyable. It's a good prefix at all. And thank you to everybody behind the camera that helped us make this fantastic show for you guys today. I hope you guys check us out later today. We will be back at, I believe it's 8 p.m. Pacific time. We will be streaming for you guys. Arthur might be here. Arthur might not. Maybe Anthony will come to consciousness.
It depends on the state of Anthony's body and if we can reanimate it.
That's true. Well, we'll see what we can do. But either way, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. See you a little bit later tonight.